there, collective. It's your girl Brittany. Welcome back to my channel, Akashic Rhapsody. I'm so excited for our newest pick a pile reading. In this case, it is pick a pyramid. So I've got 3 lovely pyramids here for you to choose from. You have the Amethyst pyramid with the little amethyst sphere in the middle and the gold flakes at the base. You've got the big boy here in the middle, the 7 chakra pyramid with Orgonite and clear crystal quartz. Very pretty. And last but not least, you have another Orgonite pyramid with Carnelian chips. And just to give you a little bit of background about pyramids, so back in ancient Egypt, pyramids were actually built as tombs for the pharaohs and the kings. So they were basically, you had a pyramid built in your honor. It is a status of wealth and power for that particular king, and then the temples within were supposed to guarantee access to a good life in the afterlife. A lot of these pyramids would contain precious jewels and keepsakes, all the things that the pharaoh, the king, would enjoy to take with him into the afterlife. So picking a pyramid here is almost like unlocking, pretend like you're a pharaoh or you're a king, and you're choosing a pyramid as a symbol of your power and your wealth within. And in this particular reading, what I'm going to do is, what is your true masculine archetype? So this is going to be for men who are seeking to find strength and balance in their own masculinity. If you're a woman and you want to explore your masculine energy, you can also check out this reading, as well as for our non-binary individuals that are embracing, the complexity of gender expression in general. This would be also, I think, a very interesting and fun reading for you as well. In this reading, I'm actually going to, you see the cards out in front, I am pulling from this is one of my newest decks, the Masculine Archetype deck. I actually found this on Etsy here. And so what I'm gonna do is actually do a 2-part reading for you utilizing this deck. The first part is going to be the archetype within. So I'm going to pull some cards for you that are going to answer the following questions. So what is the archetype that best represents you? What shift is bringing up this particular archetype? How will this archetype help you in any way, shape, or form? How will it hinder you? And what change are you undergoing? And the second part of the reading will be exploring your shadow. So what are the shadow aspects that reside within you? Because, I mean, everyone has light and shadow aspects to themselves in order to create balance of energy within. So we definitely want to explore not just the light side of things, but also the shadow side, to see kind of if there are any areas that might be prevalent or troublesome for you. Are there some aspects that you might be struggling with that can help that we can shed some light on to kind of help you bring your psyche into balance? Okay, so 2-part reading, and then I will end it with some positive affirmations and give you some more information on how to move forward. So with that being said, go ahead and pause the video, take a few minutes, relax, meditate over the energy, and when you're ready, pick your pyramid, my pharaoh. And then once you've done that, go ahead and down in the chapter, select your pile, and we will begin your reading. All right, I'll see you soon. All right, what's up, pile number 1? If you selected the Amethyst Pyramid, this is going to be your Masculine Archetype reading. All right, so let's take a look at this pyramid. Right off the bat, I'm getting that pile number 1, you are, this is the pile of my brainiacs, my deep thinkers, my intellectuals, my conspiracy theorists, my neurosurgeon. Somebody here might be a neurosurgeon. I'm not sure why I'm picking up on that, but I am picking up on it. Those who have your third eye is open, your crown chakra is very, very active, extremely active, very psychically inclined, highly intuitive. You just have a deep inner knowing about things that most people wouldn't have a knowing about. Although I also get that this pile, you're the type that likes to research and study into various different things, be it, from quantum physics and space-time continuum to the occult. Yeah, you guys are very, very spiritually gifted as well. And since I said that you guys were a brainiac, I got a nice little brain here. Nice little brain here to lighten up the mood a little bit. So, I mean, just look at this. This is really, really cool. I don't know if you can see, it looks like this looks like some sort of star or flower, some sort of grid that this little sphere of amethyst is kind of bursting through. It's kind of sitting on top of it. This actually looks like a contact lens, or like the top of an eye. Hence third eye. Yeah, you guys, pile number 1, your third eye is wide open and there's a lot going on. You're getting a lot of messages, downloads from spirit, seeing, hearing a lot of things. You could be highly clairvoyant. There's just a lot going on in that big, beautiful brain of yours, that beautiful mind. Beautiful mind, that could be someone's favorite movie here, or someone might have just watched that recently. Someone here could be a mathematician, very, very gifted in looking at the patterns of numbers, algorithms, things like that. Someone can work in IT. You could be a programmer or an engineer, someone who likes to tinker. There's gold chips at the bottom, so I'm getting someone that definitely might be a bit of a loner, someone that kind of keeps to themselves, omega individual who doesn't necessarily follow the crowd. It's more about, how they think, how they operate outside of other individuals, but on the inside they do have a heart of gold. Has access to a lot of very valuable knowledge. So let's talk a little bit more about the crystal amethyst itself. So amethyst is a very, very common crystal. It can be found in the United States, Britain, Canada, Brazil, Mexico, Russia, Sri Lanka, Uruguay, East Africa, Siberia, India. You could be from any of those countries or regions. And it's a very powerful and protective stone. Has very, very high spiritual vibrations. I do get that folks that are drawn to this pile are very, very spiritual. It's something that can guard against psychic attack, because it basically, any incoming energy, no matter how negative it may be, this type of crystal will actually transmute that energy into love. It's a natural tranquilizer, helps to reduce stress and eliminate negative environment energies. It enhances higher states of consciousness and meditation. You might, folks here might be really big into meditation, maybe through yoga or other practices, maybe guided meditation as well. It is strong healing and cleansing powers, okay? Enhances spiritual awareness. This will help to overcome any sort of addictions or blockages, helps to open you up to a whole nother reality. And I do get that for some of you, so a couple different messages I'm getting. For some of you, you might have just recently opened up your third eye and become more equipped to your psychic abilities and awareness. For others of you, you have been working on this for a long time, and you're to the point where you're actually able to, how do I put this? I want to say astral travel, but that's not necessarily where I'm going with. You have the ability to access different dimensions and to see into different realities. You're very good at the art of manifestation and manipulating energy in your favor in order to create the exact reality for which you want, okay? And yeah, you're someone that utilizes a lot of common sense, no nonsense, a lot of spiritual insights, a high amount of mental clarity. This stone also calms and aids in the transmission of neural signals through the brain, and we're going to talk about the brain a little bit more in a minute. It helps with insomnia and overactive mind, protects against recurrent nightmares. So if you are someone that suffers from insomnia, or you frequently have nightmares, or someone that you have a hard time kind of shutting off your mind, especially at night, you might want to look into wearing a amethyst crystal, maybe as a bracelet around your wrist or your ankle, or even maybe a necklace that you can wear at night, or have a stone up under your pillow or near you, or maybe something kind of like this where it can kind of help calm your mind so you're able to go to sleep and dream efficiently. This pile, you're also very powerful visualizers. And overall, amethyst helps with, it's a big symbol of your devotion, connection, and love for the divine. Yes, a lot of spiritual wisdom for this pile. Someone also here might be into scrying. And since we're talking about the brain, this pile, you guys are, you're very deep thinkers, if I haven't mentioned that before. And I get the sense that you are the type that you could have an overactive imagination, or just somebody that utilizes their prefrontal cortex a lot. And what I mean by that is, so, you know, the brain, the cortex of the brain is broken up into various different sections. Within the cortex, there is the frontal lobe. In particular, the prefrontal lobe is actually the area, it occupies the area that's behind your forehead. So it'll be, if I use this as an example, I think I'm gonna turn it this way. Yeah, let me see. I wanna make sure I don't butcher this. Yeah, this way. So this part here, this section here up at the top is the prefrontal cortex, okay? And in the prefrontal cortex, this is the area of the brain where we do a lot of our intentional and mindful thinking. you know, complex cognition, planning, critical thoughts, and impulse control. And the interesting thing about the prefrontal cortex is that the processes that we use here to do this deep thinking are a lot slower and less efficient, less habitual than the brain's usual routine, which is to go into automatic mode. Automatic mode is to basically, the brain utilizes the default, which is to whatever mappings it has for like fast, quick reactions to something, that is the brain's default that it goes to in order for you to be able to survive. You know, if you need to stop and really think and ponder on something, you would use the prefrontal cortex, but it's less fuel efficient. It takes a lot more energy to do that. So the brain, it's typically not the brain's default, okay? It wants to be as efficient as possible, like I said, so that way you can continue to thrive and survive. And to give you more context about how much energy it uses in particularly, you know, if you look at our furry animals or friends, they tend to use about 10% of their energy to fuel their brains, whereas for humans, we use, you know, the ones we have our bigger prefrontal cortex, we utilize about twice the amount of energy in order to process things. So it takes a lot to utilize it. And I get pile one, you're the type of individual that probably utilizes your prefrontal cortex way more than others. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're the type of person that's frequently suffering from fatigue or brain fog. It's just because your brain's constantly going on and processing complex thoughts, digging deep into things, and you might have to, you know, look into finding different techniques to kind of calm your mind, shut it off every once in a while, and allow your body to recharge and refuel, so that way you can continue to remain efficient and use it to its full capacity. Because over time, the more you sit, the more you contemplate, the more you deep dive, especially if you're the type that's into divination, things like that, you know, after exercising for, you know, half hour, it starts to get very depleting. So just keep that in mind. And if you want to know more about this information and just the brain in general, check out this book. I swear by it. Hold on. Let me pull it back. The Happiness Hack. I love this book by Ellen Leese. And the reason why I love it so much is because this book actually goes into depth about the different parts of the brain, how we utilize them. Okay. You can see here the prefrontal cortex, where it's located. It goes over all the different brain functions, what they're used for, and it gets into overall, you know, what are some of the techniques and tricks that we can do to keep ourselves happy, keep ourselves content, but we'll get a little bit into that later. So I've talked a lot. Let's go ahead and get in your reading. And we'll start with first getting what is for pile number one. What is pile number one's core masculine archetype? What is pile number one's core masculine archetype, please? What is pile number one's core archetype within? Okay. What is pile number one's core archetype within, please? What is pile number one's core archetype within, please? Okay. Very nice. We have the Lover. Okay. Very nice. How y'all doing? Okay, let me adjust this camera real quick. Sorry, y'all. Okay. Put that back a little bit. All right. We have your core archetype is the lover. Now, let's look into your... So for the lover, I'm going to read a little bit from the book because I don't have all these memorized. So lover, keywords: vulnerable, enthusiastic, sensitive. Challenges: hedonism, envy, hunger, selfishness. To cultivate this, you need through sex, laughter, dancing, eating. Some sub-archetypes are artist, romantic, comedian, adventurer. And the lover archetype expresses emotion, feeling, enthusiasm, and passion. He is sensitive to the physical and sensual world. He takes in the vivid beauty of the world around him. The lover archetype seeks freedom and craves the totality of his tactile experience. The need for intimacy and connection is so fundamental that life has no meaning without it. The lover archetype is about embracing relationships and evoking emotions. The lover wants to dance in joy, hold the hands of friends when grieving, and partake in the pleasures of life. This drives the lover to be a connoisseur of life's pleasures by following his intuition and creative desire. See, that I talked about, you know, and even on this card, you can see this person is praying, and there is, looks like stars and universe in the background. So definitely I'm getting a connection to the divine, as I mentioned before when we were talking about the pyramid in the very beginning. Deeply spiritual. So where did I leave off? The search for bliss can lead to the shadow aspect of the addict and the lost dreamer. It's vital for the lover to not fall into craving greener pastures and instead be one with what is present. That can help balance out the hunger and selfishness for more. The lover's desire for the freedom to experience everything life has to give can also lead to him hurting others. The lover must learn how to communicate with integrity and consider his emotional impact. Otherwise, his self-absorbed pleasure can leave a trail of hurt behind him. I think this actually talks really okay. So I'm getting a big emphasis on relationships here. This could be someone who, I'm getting a very quiet individual who has a big heart, loves love, but has a tendency to possibly fall a little too quickly when meeting new people that they really have an interest with or find a connection with, especially on a spiritual level. And it's because this person is constantly on the lookout for the next big spark, the next big, you know, dose of a loving energy. It's a high, it fuels them. You know, they're all about pleasure and ecstasy and bliss. And unfortunately, the issue with that is when this type of person is in a committed relationship and they've been in it for a while, there might be a tendency or an issue of getting bored because, you know, in the beginning, the honeymoon phase, you know, all of the chemicals are triggering and firing and you're on cloud nine, everything's great, everything is joyous. And then over time, that kind of dies down, the high kind of dies down and it diminishes and it kind of matures and it kind of reduces into a more mature love, but it's not as thrilling or as exciting as what it was in the beginning. And if the lover's not careful, they might end up looking outside for a new source to kind of continue to feed that rush of emotions that they're looking for. And like as the book says, you know, they want to have the freedom and desire to experience everything that life has to offer, including other people, okay? And so that can actually end up leading this person to hurting others unintentionally, or it could be intentionally. It just depends on what type of person you are. But I'm getting this pile number one. You don't intentionally want to hurt others. It's just that you just love. You have a big heart. You have a lot to give. There's a lot you want to explore. There's a lot you want to see and feel. and it's hard for you to be 100% content because of that, I think. The lover must learn how to communicate with integrity and consider his emotional impact. Otherwise, his self-absorbed pleasure can leave a trail of hurt behind him. You connect with the lover archetype whenever you enjoy your senses. By feeling the breeze on your skin, the warmth of a lover, and the scent of summer rain, you can enjoy this archetype. When attuned to the lover, you feel alive with vigor by being connected to your emotions, whether those feelings are joy or pain. This eternal and external intimacy fuels your spirituality and creativity, the place the muses reside. When working with the lover archetype, look to how you receive and give love to the world. Look to your life's emotional purpose and ask yourself, what helps you stay in the present moment? Oh, you know what I just noticed? This looks like another person. But it's giving me very much, you could be connecting to someone in the 5D, or someone could be astrally traveling to you and you guys are connecting in that way. But I'm definitely getting, for some of you, there's a very deep spiritual connection or bond with another person who you might not necessarily be with in the physical right now. I'm highly getting a vibe of separation here. But I mean, spiritually, cosmically, galactically, you guys are intertwined. That's deep. Definitely a very big romantic, highly sensual. All forms of intimacy really give you a lot of pleasure. Pile number one. You know, connecting with friends. Anything that fuels the different senses, physical, you know, sexual, very passionate, just a lover of all things in people, okay? So let's get more into, so now we know the archetype that best represents you. What shift is bringing up this archetype? All right, let these, yeah. What shift is bringing up this archetype? What shift, please, is bringing up this archetype? What shift is bringing up this archetype, please? What shift is bringing up this archetype? What shift is bringing up this archetype? Oh, the supreme ordeal. Ooh, I don't like this. This looks pretty creepy. You're trying to, looks like there's some sort of demons or entities or some sort of darkness that Spirit is asking you to step up and slay. It is time. Okay, another thing that I'm getting is this could be an individual who maybe you've had issues in your past with opening up your heart chakra and fully understanding and learning how to love in this sort of way. And it is because you've been in the dark facing these demons, these entities, this traumatic, I'm getting a lot of trauma here. Something traumatic happened in the past that kept you away from experiencing this level of intimacy and opening up your heart. And now Spirit is asking you to make a shift. It's time to come in and slay some dragons. Okay, let's get a little bit more about this. The supreme ordeal. Okay. Yeah, this is the moment of truth. It's the final battle in a field that is physical or psychological or both. This stage asks the hero to use the skills and training he's gained along the way. The hero must source from within all his power. This is the point at which the hero earns the bona fide title of hero. Your life might not feel like it has epic battles or dragons to slay, but you can face many different types of challenges. The supreme ordeal can look like your first time speaking to a crowd, breaking out of an abusive relationship, or going on your first solo camp out. We face the supreme ordeal whenever we undertake a challenge that pushes what we thought was possible, doing what we couldn't have imagined, and with success. Realizing the subtle but heroic feats in our life can help us cultivate a solid belief in the core of our being. Yeah, so speaking of abusive relationships, I am picking up an energy for, this is very specific for someone that you might currently be in an abusive relationship. And I am so, so sorry to hear that. Please, get help. Get help if you can. I'm getting that the abuse here is very much, now I'm not getting physical. I'm getting very much mental. Like the person that you're around is a bully. That's what I'm picking up. This is a bully. This is someone that is very emotionally manipulative, says a lot of things in order to keep access and control of you as a person. I'm getting that deep down you are a highly sensitive individual, and you have no intentions of really hurting anyone or to be in the way. Like I said, you're a loner. You like to keep to yourself, and you like to interact with folks. You're looking for a deep emotional bond, and I suspect that this person you're in a relationship is just not getting it, is just not doing it for you. That's because they're this is this person, okay? This is this person that is basically this beast, this dragon, this whatever this is that needs to be slain. It's time for you to stand up and speak your truth. Stand up to this person and don't allow them to bully you or manipulate you or abuse you anymore. Put your foot down and say, enough is enough. This is done. I'm through with this. You no longer have any access or control over me. For some reason, I'm seeing Labyrinth. That scene in a Labyrinth where she, the main character is confronting the Goblin King, Jareth, and she says, one of the lines she says, "You have no power over me." And that completely breaks whatever spell she was under that Jareth had put over her to keep her, to try to control her and keep her within the labyrinth for himself. So definitely I'm getting this person might have, I hate to say it, but for at least one of you, you might have an individual that might be connected to, that might be dabbling in the occult, they might be dabbling in the dark arts, and they might have actually invoked something to mess with you. Or they might, this actually might represent the attachments and entities around this person that is fueling these psychic attacks, these verbal attacks, these mental attacks towards you. And now Spirit is saying it's time to step up and it's time to slay that dragon. Shut it down, because this person is hurting your heart. They are blocking your heart chakra. And I get that you definitely want to have a deep level of intimacy with someone, and there could be someone outside of your connection who you are connecting with, but it's in the 5D. This person is not physically with you because due to the circumstances, but this is the one who you feel like you have a deep spiritual love and connection with, the one that you're missing. You see how they've got their foreheads up against each other, even though this person is not actually physically there. I'm also getting, this is so crazy. I'm also getting like a epic love story that has spanned many, 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 many lifetimes. You guys have crossed the stars and galaxies and everything just to be with each other. And right now things are kind of in a state where they're blocked to where you can't physically be together. But like I said, spiritually, energetically, mentally. It's all there. You could be communicating with each other telepathically. It's something, there's a very strong bond, a tie here. I think this person knows it, and that's why they're fucking with you. But yeah, Spirit is saying it's pile number 1. It's time to shut that shit down. So how will this archetype, how will the lover archetype help you with this? How will the lover archetype help pile number 1? How will the lover archetype help pile number 1? Okay. We have the reward. Ooh. Oh my God, look at that. What is that? Amethyst crystal, and then there's gold. Look. It's your pyramid. Rewards and ultimate satisfaction are coming. Okay. Wow. The reward. This is going to help you gain something. Unlocking this archetype is going to help you to gain something, pile number 1. So let's take a look. Okay, the reward. After you succeed in this quest, you slay this dragon, this beast, okay, and you will. The hero gains a great reward. It can be a physical treasure, but the most valuable bounty is internal. The reward could be profound wisdom, self-confidence, healing the land, or protecting loved ones. The reward represents a significant shift in the hero. He has gained something that will transform the rest of his life. Yes, this gift, whatever this is, the Spirit's going to give to you, is going to transform you, transform the rest of your life. And because the amethyst crystal here, I'm definitely getting that this might be something in terms of a spiritual gift. Some sort of psychic or spiritual gift is coming for you. And the hero can now return home with this great boon. The journey isn't yet complete, but the change has taken root. When in this stage of the journey, look towards your successes. It's easy to forget to celebrate your accomplishments and just move to the next challenge. Take a moment to look at your victories. Appreciate the art project you have finished. Honor the value of your intimate relationships and take the time to enjoy what you gained from your hard work. Yeah, I'm definitely getting pile number 1. There's something significant about you in relationships here. Learning how to love. Not only how to love, first love yourself. Find the love within is very, very, very important. The whole point of this is finding and unlocking the love within, opening up your heart chakra, understanding that you are a being that deserves love. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to love yourself. You deserve to receive love from others. It is okay to receive love from others. I get a lot, pile number 1. You might be somebody that feels like they're unworthy and undeserving of love. You could have been hurt really bad in the past. You could have had a childhood where you might have been emotionally abandoned by your parents, or something else happened to where you just kind of shut down your heart chakra ever since. And you have a hard time accepting anyone that comes in that tries or wants to love you. You feel like this can't be mine. This can't be for me. I don't deserve this. How could this be real? This is not me. But it is real. It is real. Love is real. Love is kind. Love is patient. Like there's individuals out there that are wanting and ready and willing to give you the love that you deserve. You just have to be open to receive it. And I'm not just talking about romantic love. I'm talking about platonic love as well. There are a lot of people around you, pile number 1, people who genuinely want to establish solid friendships with you, who want to really, get to know you better on a more intimate level as a person. And I feel like you do a lot of shutting those people out. And it also could be a result of this person right here who maybe I'm getting, there might be some envy, some jealousy about you having any sort of contact or intimate contact, or just contact in general with someone that's not this person, drives them into some sort of rage or control. I'm getting, it's just crazy. You might be dealing with the type of person that it's like somebody looks at you a certain type of way, and they're asking you a million questions like, who is that? What do they want? Oh, do you like them? You don't like me anymore, blah, 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 blah. You go to try to leave the house just to get some fresh air. Where are you going? When are you coming back? Why aren't you taking me? You know, they stalk your social media profiles, and, you know, I saw this such and such added you. Who is she? Do you like her? You know, do I know her? Why is she adding you? Why are you liking her picture? Why? This person loves to control you, and I'm not gonna lie, Power One, you've been allowing it. And Spirit is saying, not anymore. Slay this dragon. Get rid of this person that is harming you, that's blocking you. Let that go. Don't allow this person to control you anymore. They have no power. Oh, just say, look at them, say, you have no power over me. Okay, I want you to repeat that. You have no power over me. I am a good person. I'm a special person. I'm a loving person. I deserve love. I deserve kindness. I deserve to be treated with respect, to be treated with honor, to be treated like a human being is supposed to be treated. Treat thy neighbor the way you would want to be treated, basically. I do not deserve the bullshit that I have been getting from you, and I will no longer tolerate it. I want you to say that to this person and stand in confidence and firmness. Do not back down to this bully. Put them in their place. Shut that shit down. Tell them it's time. It's done. I'm moving on. I choose love. I choose me. I choose love. Fuck all this other shit that you've been trying to push on to me. You're a bully. I feel sorry for you. I wish you well. I wish you happiness and health. But we're done. It's time to do me. It's time to move on and to love, to receive and give love. I can't do this anymore. This might be somebody that's been trying to keep you trapped in the house, making sure you don't go anywhere and interact with anyone else because it's going to make them feel some type of way. And no disrespect, I hate to say it, this person is constantly checking on you, asking you 50 million questions about where you're going, what you're doing, and all of that. It's not because they love you that much. It's because they don't want to run into you while they out doing whatever the fuck it is that they're doing that they have no business doing. Okay? I'm just putting it out there. Don't shoot the messenger. It is what it is. But once you slay this dragon, look, your rewards will be great. Okay? There's going to be a lot of healing, unlocking of spiritual gifts. There could also be some increase. There could be some financial reward here. It looks like there's a potion here. I feel like this is like, this almost gives me the vibe of an antidote. This is an antidote to cure the toxicity that you just came out of. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a fight. It's not going to be easy. But Spirit is saying they're with you. They're backing you. If you make it through this challenge, you will be successful in the end. So we got 8 and 9. Both numbers could be significant for you. Okay. Let's move on to how will this archetype hinder you? Okay. How will this archetype hinder pile number 1? How will this archetype hinder pile number 1? How will this archetype hinder pile number 1? Oh. I got 2. I'm going to take them. Okay. So you've got 2 cards here. You have, refusal to change, number 3, and integration, number 12, which actually breaks down to a 3. So 3-3. 3-3 is significant for you. Yeah, so one thing that I'm getting here, you might be because you're a sensitive and sweet individual, you don't you don't want to step on anybody's toes. You don't want to get in the way of anything. You don't want, you also saw somebody that has an issue with confrontation. You don't like confrontation at all. This person is very confrontational. You don't want to cause an issue, cause confrontation, do anything that would possibly set this person over the edge. Or you might just be so bogged down and tired of the, excuse my language, the fuck shit, that you just, this person might have has beaten you down so much to where it's just like, now it's just like, I don't even care anymore. There's this refusal to change. Refusal to change, to put all the missing puzzle pieces back together, become one with the earth and the universe again. Okay, so refusal to change. The call to change can be daunting. It's very, very hard. I get that change is very scary for you, especially in this situation where you're basically stepping outside of your comfort zone, outside of your box. You want to get out and explore and meet new people, talk, socialize a little bit more. I get that you might be the type of person that is not the biggest social person, because I get you are a loner, you're a little sensitive, you're a little quiet, shy maybe for some of you. It's scary to get out there, to get on a new adventure. And maybe also this person that you've been with, you could have been with this person for a long time, and the thought of, you know, leaving them, starting over, just really is very daunting and scary for you. And if y'all could, yeah, this is confirmation. If y'all could see how much this thing is smoking over here. Yeah, this has been burning for a long time, this issue. There's a lot that needs to be cleared up here, Spirit is saying. Yeah. So the call to change is daunting, so you might refuse the call. You might actually be refusing this call right now. And that's what's blocking you from this abundance, these blessings, unfortunately. Their request never taken. The change never realized, the book's unwritten. This refusal can lead to a dark reality, one of boredom, loss, and bleakness. The hero can become trapped in decay instead of rising to the challenge. Refusing the call can lead to depression and loss of purpose. However, many times the call eventually becomes irresistible. This can push even a reluctant hero forward. As hard as you try against it, you find yourself pulled into an adventure. The unanswered call to change can split your life apart, and then there is never a way back to the status quo. When you get this card, look toward what journeys you have refused. Ask yourself, have you resisted change? Why? So let me ask you this, pile number one. For the person that I'm speaking with, your energy has come up in a couple readings now where you are trapped in a relationship that you are not happy in, where somebody is basically an emotional terrorist, and you refuse to take the risk and stand up to this person to change and to move on. You're staying for the sake of comfort. I also get for the sake of status, superficial reasons, traditional. You know, you want everybody outside of you and this person to look at y'all and think that y'all are this perfect, happy couple and the epitome of success and picture perfect or whatever. But deep down inside, you cannot stand this person. There's no love here. You know, emotionally, you're drained. It's killing you on the inside. There's depression. I'm getting depression. I'm getting loneliness. I'm getting fear, paranoia, feeling trapped. And all I can do is ask, why continue to put yourself through this, pile one? Why are you refusing to answer the call to change? There is a new life waiting for you. A life full of happiness, abundance, new friends, new love, new intimacy. All the things that you've been longing for is out there. But you're not going to get to it until you slay this beast right here. It's not going to happen. the more you continue to allow yourself to stay trapped into reality, first of all, you're not trapped. You have a choice. No one's keeping you here. No one's keeping you tied down. This person might trick you into thinking that you're not. Don't believe it. It's a lie. If this person is doing black magic, whatever, send that shit back to sender. Pray. Get your spiritual protection up. This person, like I said, tell them you have no power over me. Okay? If you continue to sit in this, it's just gonna wear on you. You're gonna start to decay. It's gonna get to a point where, I hate to say it, you might end up blowing up one day on this person, because you're so tired of the constant bullshit. You can no longer resist the urge to change. It's just been bothering you that much. I don't want you to get to the point where you snap or anyone becomes violent. We don't condone that here. You know, you need to make a choice now to answer the call and to change. And integration. Once you've done that, return home. The hero undergoes a great challenge of integration. The hero has been profoundly changed and needs time to let it settle. He has learned new skills, made new friends. See what I said, making new friends. Faced enemies and survived dangers. He now enters a new phase of life. This is the last stage of the journey, but the most important. It's the long work of bringing these changes into daily life. This can entail creating new supportive routines, letting go of old friends, and adopting different social habits. If you don't incorporate the changes in your identity, you may be doomed to repeat the challenges you already face. An example might include coming back from rehab and sinking back into the couch where you spent many nights drinking. Yes. Oh my God. So in a recent reading, I was channeling someone who is suffering from a addiction to alcohol. I feel like this is the same energy. Pile number 1, baby, it's time to check into rehab. It's time to get clean. It's time to put that bottle down. I feel from just the fact that your energy is coming through, you're still struggling. This is very specific for maybe 1 or 2 people. It is time to free yourself from this never-ending cycle of self-sabotage, decay, lack of self-worth, lack of self-love. And you need to start to heal. You need to start the rehab. You need to start the change. Stop refusing this call. It is killing you right now. And I don't want that for you. I want you to be happy. I want you to be fulfilled. I want you to be able to move on with your life and reap all of the benefits and rewards that are coming to you. So going back, you've broken free of the cycle, but now you need to do the hard work of stopping yourself from regressing. Your friends and family might still have an older picture of who you were, insisting you stay in a pattern. Give them time to see you're a different person. This will only happen with time as you continually and consciously demonstrate how you have changed. When this card appears, look at the lessons you have learned. Have you given the time to integrate the changes? What would support you in implementing this change into daily life? How could you help others along their path? Okay. For this specific person, I feel like you might actually make the decision eventually that you're going to change. You're going to step away. You're going to embark on a new future, a new put the bottle down, go to rehab, work on you as a human being, as a person, heal your heart, especially coming out of this abusive situation. I'm coughing. Yeah, your person doesn't even want me to speak on this. I'm not going to be in this energy too much longer, but it's time to change. Get help. Lean on family and friends that you can trust, because I get there are some folks around you that actually don't have your best interest in heart. They're feeding off of your negative energy. They want you to stay in this cycle because they're benefiting off of it for whatever reason. You being down and depressed is I don't know. Somebody's getting off on that for whatever reason. It's kind of sick, but it happens. Figure out, using your intuition, who those people are. Cut them out, eliminate them, love them from a distance, okay? And lean on those who you actually support, who are actually there for you, that will help you stay on track, integrate the changes fully, and keep you from regressing and going back to your old ways, your old patterns, okay? And it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be easy. So pace yourself, treat yourself with kindness, and allow it to happen. But don't give up. So what change ultimately are you undergoing? And we're going to wrap this reading up. What change are you ultimately undergoing? What change are you ultimately undergoing? What change are you undergoing? Oh my God, wow. Resurrection number 11. 1 breaks down to a 2. 2s are significant for new beginnings. 2, 2, 2. You might be seeing that, might be resonating with you. That's very powerful message. 11. Wow, look at this person ascending up into the light. It's like heaven, the clouds of heaven opened up and pulled this person out of their darkness, and now they're free. They're a completely changed individual. Somebody is going through a very powerful spiritual awakening at this time. I could feel like, oh man. The quest or call for change can leave scars on the soul. For the hero to fully come back from the journey, he must be purified. He has experienced significant loss along his quest and must be reborn. The process of resurrection is eternal. When you undergo a great change, old patterns might no longer work for you. An example would be coming home from traveling and realizing some of your friends were unhealthy and needing to reinvent your social circle without them. Stand true to the new version of yourself. Eventually, others will see the changes in you. Ask yourself how you viewed yourself before this quest and how it has changed. If you hold on to your old identity, you will never incorporate the skills you acquired along the journey. If you don't allow your identity to embrace resurrection, you may be doomed to endure the same trials on repeat. Yeah, if you don't learn the lesson this lifetime, you're gonna repeat it in the next lifetime. Oh my God, pile number 1. I am rooting for you. I am rooting for you as you're going through this process. I think you're going to make it. This is just so beautiful for me. Somebody is ascending to a high level. Somebody has finally woken up. Somebody is going to make the changes they need to make to be able to move forward, to heal, to release, to let go what is no longer serving them, to let go, to stand up to the damn bullies and the tricksters and the con artists and all those people who have this person in a state of, you know, just decay and depression and depletion, because they did not have this person's best interest at heart. This person surrounded themselves with the wrong crowd, the wrong people. It was for superficial reasons. They thought that being with these people are going to make them look good, make them look like they're all that in a bag of chips. The person was always all that in a bag of chips. Their heart is so loving, is so pure. Pile number 1, you don't need, first of all, you don't need outside validation to feel good and loved within yourself. Everything that you're looking for on the outside, all this superficial shit, you don't need to feel fulfilled. The fulfillment is within you. It starts with you and loving yourself. Spirit is trying to free you. I hope and I pray somebody who needs to see this will see it. They'll make the changes. This is your confirmation from Spirit that your time is coming. Make the changes. Your rewards will be great. You will be freed. You will come back reborn. And shit's just going to start popping off for you. I'm talking about new social circle of friends that are actually care about you, have your best interests at heart, new opportunities with work and investments, you know, more money coming in, a whole new look, a whole new feeling, a whole new attitude on life, happiness, joy, contentment, all of this. Sobriety, becoming yourself and loving yourself again. All of this will be yours, pile number 1. You just gotta stop refusing to change and answer the call. All right, let me quickly get into other shadow aspects you might be struggling with. So what's the first shadow aspect we have here? What shadow aspects this pile number 1 also might be struggling with? What are the shadow aspects pile number 1 needs to be wary of? Wrestler number 1. What else? What else? Oh, that one fell out there. All right, so we've got 2, the oppressor and a constant rescuer. Ooh, okay, yeah, this makes a lot of sense. So because of the situation that you've been in, I'm feeling a pattern here. It actually started out in childhood. You could have been dealing with a very, very oppressive parent. Could have been a direct parent, a step parent, whoever it is. Somebody that constantly looked down on you, pointed fingers. You know, you might have been too sensitive for their taste. I'm definitely getting a overbearing, mentally abusive father-like figure. Okay, oftentimes you see how this person is being controlled by strings. You might have felt like you were a puppet, like you were chained down, like you were nothing without the direction and the command of this person. Okay, and then with the constant rescuer, you see how this person is kind of stuck in this little bubble, surrounded by these hands, shielding them from the rain and all of the other elements. So it's almost like pile number 1, you can go one or two ways. If you don't make this change, you don't come out of this, you can go one or either way. You can end up being an oppressor, doing the exact same thing to others that was done to you, in terms of, you know, kicking people when they're down, displaying those narcissistic qualities, not caring about others' emotions, not caring about their feelings, looking at other people when they express emotions or they're in pain or in need, looking down on them, not being there for them like your parents or whoever weren't there for you, taking your frustrations and your anger and all the shit that you went through, even with the relationship with this person, out on other people. Or you can end up being a constant rescuer. You know what it's like to not have anyone there for you. You know what it's like to be, you know, hit rock bottom, and you're balled up in the corner and you're sobbing and you're crying. You feel like no one hears you, no one sees you, no one's there to shield you and protect you from the rain. And so you feel like you got to run in, and you have to help everyone, constantly rescuing everyone, treating and taking care of everyone but yourself. There's nothing wrong with helping people. There's nothing wrong with being a hero every once in a while. But if it's at the detriment of yourself, to where, you know, at some point people have to learn how to help themselves. If you're dealing with folks that are constantly just trapped in this bubble, constantly looking for a handout, waiting for you to save them, but they're not doing anything to help themselves, you get stuck in a never-ending pattern of constantly have to taking care of any and everybody. That just becomes so draining. That becomes so, that's a big, heavy burden to carry. I get that you might be doing this with not just this person, but family members as well. Man, this is deep. This is deep. Let me read more about the oppressor. Yeah, keywords: domineering, selfish, arrogant. The oppressor deliberately pushes down and exploits others. He dominates out of lust for power and a need for control. He expels his energy, suppressing others' inherent power, fearing that they might discover his own weaknesses. The oppressor's toxic behavior can harm the environment, animals, or even culture. His fears can make him irrationally lash out at anything that makes him feel powerless, such as cutting down trees just to feel powerful or bullying others to feel superior. He is entitled, arrogant, and narcissistic. The slightest criticism will make him feel angry and reactive. To free himself from the cycle, he must see the humanity in the people he hurts. He must humble himself to see everyone as an equal and not a subordinate. To break from the oppressor's shadow, look at how you dominate conversations to take away others' choices. If you are unsure if your actions hurt others, sincerely approach your friends and co-workers about your actions and be open to criticism. And that's very, very hard for you to do, pile number one, because this individual, this one or two individual I'm picking up on, you cannot, confrontation you and confrontation just don't match. Anytime somebody actually calls you out on your bullshit, I think it actually pisses you off. Either pisses you off and you come down on that person, you might flip it, you might play the victim and flip it back on them, like there's that oppressor. The oppressor comes out of you. No, I'm not this, I'm not that. The reason why this happened was because of you. You did this, you did that, you did this to provoke me. You're a constant state of being a victim, instead of taking responsibility for your own actions. Looking at this other person as a human being with feelings, just like you do. You are no better than the people that originally oppressed you. You became the oppressor. You know better than your parents. You know better than this bully. You know better than anyone that's ever done anything to make you feel powerless, to make you feel worthless. You're doing it to other people. But it pisses you off other people do it to you. So make it make sense. Make that make sense, fam. Yeah. Entitled and arrogant. Making others feel powerless because that's how making others feel powerless because that's how you've been made to feel. But realize it's not okay. You want to balance this out, to balance anti-racism, humility, acts of kindness. Be kind to people. See them as human beings. Respect other cultures outside of yours. Okay? This pile is going on pretty long, but this is a hell of a start to this reading, okay? It's this pile right here. Okay, the constant rescuer. Keywords: overbearing, micromanager, strict. The constant rescuer wishes to protect his loved ones by micromanaging every detail. This can prevent them from learning how to handle stress, deny autonomy, and disrupt their self-confidence. It takes courage to let a loved one experience pain or failure. In the long run, protecting someone from everything is unrealistic. You can't protect everyone for anything. People have to fail. They have to learn. That's the only way they're going to learn in life. Especially if you had children. Ooh. If you don't get this in check, you're going to do the same thing your parents did to your children. This is a big warning from Spirit. Get this shit in check, or it's going to negatively impact your children, and the cycle is going to continue to repeat. It's on you to break this curse. To break from the constant rescuer's shadow, look at how you could release your need for control and allow others to find their autonomy. Maybe you were abandoned as a child. Yeah, I talked about that emotional abandon. And want no one else to go through that pain. Or perhaps you want to be needed so badly that you try to prove your worth by saving others. You don't need to do that. You're already worth plenty. But you have to find worth within yourself first. That's where it starts. Try and uncover the past patterns that make you tighten your grasp. You must learn to balance your desire to protect with the other's right for independence. Letting your loved ones fail and discover their own lessons can be hard, but it will give them emotional resilience. Yeah, pile number one, I definitely feel for you in everything that you have went through. But I have hope. I have hope that you will answer the call. You'll change. You'll find balance in your heart again. Spirit is going to take you through this resurrection, this rebirth, and you're going to reap the benefits and reward of that. New love, intimacy, just stable. If you have children or you're thinking about having children in the future, a stable, healthy relationship with your children where the cycle is not repeated because you're doing things right in the right way. Getting rid of this, healing, learning from what happens here and healing this. You need to heal. You are attracting the relationships because of the way you feel about yourself right now. If you don't heal it, you're going to continue to attract individuals like this into your life. Because you haven't had a healthy example of what it looks like to have a stable, healthy love relationship, because you didn't see that within your parents, you're attracting your oppressors back into your life through your romantic relationships, through your friendships, through your situations. It is time for you to heal. It's time for you to ascend. It's time for you to move forward. Let these things go. What's no longer serving you. Open up your heart and reap the benefits and rewards of doing so. It's time to be reborn. Oh, man. Wow. All right, pile. Pile number 1. This has been really deep. I want to end on a positive note now, okay? So let's, as you're going through this process, going through rehab, learning how to love yourself, forgiving your oppressors, forgiving those people who weren't there for you, forgiving this person that has abused you, wishing them well, love and light, hoping that they turn their lives around and they find peace and happiness within themselves as well, learning to love themselves, finding stability within themselves, because, you know, hurt people. Spirit, what messages do you have for pile 1 as they need encouragement as they're going through this process, this journey? Give them some positive messages of encouragement to answer the call. What messages, Spirit, do you have for pile number 1? Thank you. One more, please. Thank you. All right, so we have, my fearless freedom lights up the world. Yeah, it's time to be free. Let your light shine through. When I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. Yes, you need to come out of the darkness and return to the light. And going through this process, this story, you're going to have a powerful ass testimony, a story to tell that's going to help so many people. I'm definitely getting motivational speaker vibes from this pile. You are meant to help others find their light in the darkness. Help to bring others out of abusive situations like you have been through. You will be their teacher. You will be their guide. When I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. Yes, have faith in the universe. They will help you through this. And at the back of the deck, we have, I am the dreamer of my dream. Okay, and then we're going to get some Moonology. And we're going to end it there. Moonology. All right. Okay. What additional messages do we have for pile number 1, Spirit? Okay, I'll take them. One more. Okay. So we have new moon in Sagittarius. You could be Sagittarius, have it in your birth chart. Focus on the positive. Focus on the positive aspects of life and the positive aspects of the journey. Think about the end result and the light at the end of the tunnel. That's what you're shooting towards. New moon in Taurus. Know your worth. You are worth so much more and deserve so much more, pile number one, than what these individuals have been giving you, okay? And full moon in Scorpio, breathe through the tension. Breathe through everything. You will make it out, okay? Back of the deck, first quarter moon in Taurus, release control. Release wanting to have control over, you know, everything, other people, the situation. Release, focus on yourself, healing, open up your heart chakra, work with the universe, and return back into a state of love and contentment and happiness. All right. Pile number one, it has been a pleasure. This has been really deep. Thank you so much for allowing me to tap into your energy. And I hope this message resonates with someone, and you get the help that you need, and you're able to answer the call and move forward. If this resonates with you, please let me know down in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my channel so that others can benefit from this message as well. And I love you, pile number one. Remember, you have a lot of worth. You are loved, and you deserve so much better. And I wish nothing but the best of luck for you on your journey. All right. Thank you so much, and you take care. Blessed be. All right. What's up, pile number two? If you're here, you have selected the big boy, the 7 chakra Orgonite pyramid, and I'm really cleaning out the energy here. This pile one, the energy is pretty heavy energy that came out. So let me sage just a little bit. I'm gonna also burn me a little bit of Palo Santo so we can really get a clear reading for you guys. Pile number two. So first I'm gonna talk a little bit about the Orgonite pyramid, kind of what it is, what's the concept. So the discovery and concept of Orgon energy was introduced, I think, in the 1930s by Wilhelm Reich. And basically, at a high level, you know, we live in a world of technology, you know, using our cell phones, satellite devices, Wi-Fi, all these different technological instruments that put out energy that build up electromagnetic fields, or EMF, that can over time cause a lot of issues, especially with the human body, such as you know, things like this can lead to depression, issues with libido. It can affect your sleep, anxiety, all different types of things going on if we are not careful at protecting ourselves from this negative energy. And so the concept of Orgonite is basically, what that is a combination of quartz and the Orgonite metal shavings in resin. So there's something, I mean, I'll include some references down in the description to kind of give you more context as to what this is, how it works, and everything. Basically, the combination of having these metals and crystal together, and then there's some copper wire to kind of contain it, helps to keep the energies grounded, centered in place, and to keep the resin from, what's the word I'm looking for, curing. The idea is that the different energies within within this pyramid, between the metal shaving itself, the crystal quartz, and all of these different beautiful crystals here, energies are constantly repelling, expelling, constantly pulling, pushing and pulling within this device. And so the crystal quartz comes in to kind of help, and the copper helps to kind of like ground and keep it all stabilized. But basically, having this type of device is supposed to help aid in restoring the body, because it takes a lot of those negative EMF energies and vibrations and transmutes that into something a little bit more positive that can actually help to aid the body. And it's even more amplified if you including these individual crystals in here that carry various different vibrations and healing properties. Okay, and so we have, actually, let me get a close up. We have stones in here that basically represent each of the 7 chakras. So let me talk a little bit about the chakras really quickly and that whole system there. So this is a concept that actually originates from India. I think it's been around for about 2,000 years or so. And also the Chinese have a similar concept in Taoism. There's this concept of the chi energy. But the chakras are wheels of spinning energy located in specific areas of the body. In particular, usually when you see photos of the system, it's like you got these energy centers going directly down the center of the body or the spine. And the concept is these chakras are concentrations of vital life force within the body, formed when lines of energy are running through the body, overlap and cross. So these have been incorporated in a wide variety of spiritual practices, including, you know, meditation, Reiki healing, all other types of things. Working with this energy in a positive way is supposed to be linked to like increased lifespan, physical, mental, and emotional health, and overall personal well-being. Okay. What else? So each chakra is supposed to be linked to an organ within the body. Emotional and mental attitudes, physical health or disease, color, sounds, psychic abilities, and many other things. They are a part of the much larger human auric field. The aura is a dynamic field of energy that surrounds and permeates the human body. It is in constant motion like a pulsating cloud, and its quality, color, and vibrations change from moment to moment, thought to thought, feeling to feeling. Psychics believe that we spiritually connect to other people, the world around us, and to the entire universe through our energy body, the aura. Okay. So because these are concentrated points of energy within us, when they are healthy, it's said that the vital life force flows through them unimpeded. When this happens, their colors are bright, they're clear. The opposite occurs during energetic imbalances. These colors are more dense, dark, and dull. Like I said, the Chinese Taoists have a similar concept where they're moving their chi or life force through various stations that correspond more or less to the similar concept of the Indian chakras. So each of the 7 chakras represented by the colors here. So you have the root, or the base chakra. The orange is representation of the sacral chakra. Then you have the solar plexus right up under the heart, above the navel. Then you have green is representing of the heart chakra. The blue here is the throat. The darker blue color is the third eye, and then up at the top, the purple would be your crown chakra. And then of course, there's also an earth chakra down at the very, very bottom, the base. And then at the top, there's a higher level crown chakra, but we won't get into that too much here. I just want to give you a high level of what each of these are. So look at the crystals within here. We've got, looks like red jasper, maybe some, I want to say this is Carnelian. Yellow jasper, I want to say. This looks like, the green here looks like either some sort of fluorite or green. It might be green tourmaline. The blue could be, I want to say that's turquoise. And then we have, it looks like sodalite for the blue, and then amethyst up at the top. So just quickly give you some high level. Oh, here's a good picture of the breakdown of where the energy centers are. This is in my crystal Bible. Highly recommend this for anyone that wants to take a deep dive into the various different crystals. Judy Hall is an expert in all things crystal and healing. This is a really great guide to go through like all the different various crystals, their properties, what they're used for. Excellent. So quartz is a, look here, give me a moment, y'all. I'm about to get into the message, but I just want to call some of these out real quick. Let's actually start with, so tourmaline is a cleanses and purifies, transforms dense energy into lighter vibration. It's good for grounding spiritual energy, clears and balances all the chakras, form a protective shield around the body. It's a shamanic stone that brings protection during rituals, used for scrying. Naturally good at helping to heal movement. Aids in understanding oneself and others. Green in particular is excellent healer and helpful for visualization. Opens the heart chakra, promotes compassion, tenderness, patience, and a sense of belonging. This nurturing stone brings balance, transforming negative energy to positive energy, dispelling fears. Okay. And we've got, let's see, sodalite, that's that dark blue stone. Unites logic with intuition, opens spiritual perception, bringing information from the higher mind down to the physical level. Stimulates the pineal gland in the third eye and deepens meditation. Excellent stone for the mind, eliminates mental confusion and intellectual blockages. We also have, let's see, quartz. I want to get the clear quartz here. Quartz is most powerful healing and energy amplifier. That's this one up at the top. It's unique spiral crystalline form. At a spiritual level, the crystal raises energy to the highest possible level, containing every color possible. Clear quartz works on all levels of being, Storing information like a natural computer. These crystals are a spiritual library waiting to be accessed. Someone might work in IT, might be a programmer, like to work with computers, electrical engineer, computer engineer, someone does computer science. Quartz has the ability to dissolve karmic seeds, and enhances psychic abilities, and attunes you to your spiritual purpose. Helps a concentration, unlock memory. That's basically the big boy, the end all be all, is clear quartz. And we have, I'm gonna do Jasper real quick. So Jasper, supreme nurturer, sustains and supports during times of stress, brings tranquility and wholeness, used in healing. Facilitates shamanic journeys and dream recall, provides protection and grounds energies in the body, absorbs negative energy, cleanses, aligns the chakras and the aura, balances yin and yang, and aligns physical, emotional, and mental bodies with the etheric realm. Okay, so in particular, red jasper stimulates, it grounds and rectifies unjust situations. It brings problems to light before they become too big, and provides insights into most difficult situations. It's an excellent worry bead, calming emotions when played with. Stimulates the base chakras, assists rebirthing. It cleanses and stabilizes the aura, strengthens your boundaries. Stone of health, strengthening, detoxifying circulatory system, the blood and the liver. Dissolves blockages in the liver and bile ducts. For yellow jasper, protects during spiritual work and physical travel. Challenges positive energy, making you feel physically better, energized. It releases toxins, heals digestion in the stomach. Let's see. We talked about. We know about amethyst is powerful for psychic visions, opening the third eye, mental stimulation, sleep, all kinds of things. And I want to do turquoise, and I want to move on. I'm spending too much time here. Okay. Turquoise, where you at? Turquoise. Okay. Turquoise. Efficient healer, providing solace for the spirit, well-being for the body, is a protective stone and has been used for amulets since time immemorial. Believed to change color to warn of danger of infidelity, promotes spiritual attunement, and enhances communication with the physical and spiritual worlds. Helps with intuition and meditation. It's a strengthening stone. Dissolves martyred attitude or self-sabotage. Mentally instills inner calm when remaining alert and creative expression. So yeah, overall, this pyramid is basically a master cleansing tool. And I get that if you pick pile number 2, you might be in need for a complete full realignment of all the chakras. I get a lot of pull from the base, the root, for some reason. Somebody here, it feels like there's a lot of pressure or responsibility on you for some reason, and it's causing a lot of blockages and imbalances within your body. Kind of a little bit everywhere. I'm getting. Somebody here might be a single father or someone that is responsible for caring for another. Could be an elderly parent. A lot of responsibility. You could be someone in a position of power, entrepreneur that's responsible for the well-being and health of many people outside of yourself. And with all of your daily tasks and responsibilities, it's kind of hard to remain grounded, remain balanced, with all of these energies kind of pulling on you, pushing and pulling on you at once. All right, so let's get into your reading. Pile number 2. So we're going to first start off with the, what is your, pile number 2, what is the core archetype here? Pile number 2, what is the core archetype here? Pile number 2, what is the core archetype here? Pile number 2, what is your archetype? All right, I got 2. I got 2. I'm gonna take them. So you've got the teacher and the adventurer. Okay. Teacher is someone of great responsibility, responsible for leading and providing instruction to others. So that makes sense from what I was picking up. Adventurer, someone that likes to go out and explore different things, different avenues, new lands. Definitely getting a thrill seeker here. Someone that might be into climbing, rock climbing, climbing mountains. For some reason I heard snowboarding. That's for somebody. Teacher, you could be someone, you could be a professor at a college. Someone that gets aid and instructions into, I'm hearing chemistry, algorithms, all different types of things. Yeah, you're responsible for the health and knowledge and well-being of others. And this causes a lot of daily stress and I won't say issues for you, but it's a lot. It's a big responsibility. It's a lot to, you know, that goes into planning and creating, teaching curriculums, instructions, all that sort of things, right? But because you have the adventure here, it looks like you are taking some time to have fun. Okay. So let's look at the archetypes in more depth here. Let's quickly go through these. So we have the teacher. Okay. So the teacher. Keywords: tutor, educator, a guide. Someone that's supposed to, meant to be a leader, lead them to knowledge and gaining wisdom through education. The teacher radiates a calm and grounded knowledge. He has cultivated a vast body of knowledge and learned how to make it accessible to others. The teacher's advice comes from a place of encouragement and good nature. He does not share his knowledge to prove his intelligence. He shares it to improve the lives of others. A challenge the teacher may face is becoming too rigid. If he becomes too obsessed with perfection or his student's performance, he can fall into his own shadow. Another trap of the teacher archetype is when he becomes too attached to his authority and always wants to be seen as an expert. He can see every moment as an opportunity to teach. This will alienate people. When working with the teacher archetype, always remember that a good teacher points to the mountain of knowledge. He does not force feed every scoop of dirt. So basically, I'm getting from this is that someone here needs to know when to instruct and when to not instruct. When to lay out information to an individual and when to turn it off. So that way you're not coming off as like a know-it-all or constantly trying to instruct or force something on someone. No, practice enough emotional intelligence and discernment to know when someone is coming to you seeking knowledge and when someone is coming to you because they just want to talk or they just want to be in your presence. Like, not everything is a moment to immediately go teach and to instruct. Okay. Don't do it in the way to where you feel like you're just trying to prove to others how intelligent you are. I do get that there's someone here that likes to hide behind their books, their degrees, their accolades, and they feel like they always have to throw out, you know, random trivial knowledge or to go on and on and on about the details of this and that for the sake of wanting other people to view them as more smarter or more educated than they believe themselves to be. They want to look a certain way towards in front of other people. The challenge here, like I said, here is you know, wanting to be perfect, shooting for a level of perfection that might not necessarily be feasible or reasonable. It's something to be mindful about. And other challenges: grandiosity, stubborn, rigid, lecturing. To cultivate this archetype, you know, you need to work on your communication skills, learning how to listen, learning, and then teaching. A student, I'm also hearing student can also teach the teacher. The teacher's not unteachable. Take that how it resonates. Let's look at the adventurer. Someone here could be a principal at a school. A thesis advisor, a counselor. All right, the adventurer. We have the adventurer chases the rush from new experiences through travel, movement, and the unknown. He is ambitious, curious, and daring. The adventurer is a risk taker and thrill seeker. The adventurer gains pleasure through self-discovery and self-sufficiency. He trusts in his skills to survive and thrive in unknown situations. His ability to stay in the moment helps him unearth exciting possibilities. Color, sensation, and connection fill his world. The adventurer is driven from his individuality through unique stories and perspectives. To him, the path less traveled is the only one worth trying. If left unchecked, this desire for more might leave him unsatisfied and self-destructive. His lust for the next adventure and drive for self-efficiency can make him selfish to other people's needs, especially romantically. It can cause him to push away the intimacy that can be found from deeper roots in a single place. When you draw this card, look at how you add thrill and adventure to your life. Ask yourself if you are running away from something or if it's bringing you a more profound intimacy. Keywords: thrilling, daring, risk-taking. Challenges: boredom, aimless wandering, commitment. In order to cultivate this, spontaneity, travel, breaking daily pattern. Okay, for some reason I'm getting there might be an issue, pile number 2, with work-life balance here. You spend a lot of time, your daily 9 to 5 may be being a professor, a lecturer, a teacher of some sort. And the rest of your time is spent seeking adventure, thrill. Someone here might be into skydiving, bungee jumping, trying all different types of things that really get the adrenaline rush going, the blood pumping, basically hanging off the edge of a cliff. This person likes to live life on the edge in their free time when they're not focused on their intellectual pursuits and instructing others. And it sounds like this person, I'm getting there might be a little bit of loneliness from this pile, because this person has an issue with commitment in relationships, because it seems like they spend more time in their, either if they're not in their books and their study, they're in their chasing the next adventure, and it's like there's no time to really settle down and really interact with another person on a romantic sort of level, that type of commitment. This person's schedule might be full, really full on a weekly basis. It's hard to really get their attention because they're so focused on these things right here, getting trapped in their books and their adventure mentally, and then physical adventures to follow with that, which is it's not a bad thing. You know, you want to have, it's great to have a plethora of knowledge. It's great to have higher education. It's great to dive into books and to use your imagination, let it allow it to take you where it's going to go, and come back and be able to relay that information that you've absorbed to others. That's a beautiful thing. And also with being an adventurer, going out, exploring new lands, getting your feet wet, going to new heights, doing things that you've never imagined doing before. in order to, you know, fulfill that, the issue you might be having with boredom. But yeah, so there's this concern about being unsatisfied and self-destructive. Being selfish to other people's needs, especially romantically. Yeah, so you might actually, because you're so busy with everything that's going on, you might be the type of person to actually push away intimacy, because it's like you don't have time for another person. You have so much other responsibility to all of your endeavors and other people that to focus on another individual romantically or to take care of another person. It's just like, it's a lot. If there is a single father or anyone that embodies this masculine archetype here, you might be somebody that's a teacher. It's her daycare teacher, a teacher of students, and then, you know, you're taking care of your child, and then you're also trying to do thrilling things in your free time. It's like you don't have any room for another person at this time. You like things to be spontaneous. You like to travel, and trying to work someone else into your schedule to do those things, it's like a lot for you. All right, so now let's get into what shift is bringing up this archetype and how will it help you or harm you. So first, let me get this. What shift is bringing up this archetype? What shift is bringing up this archetype, please? What shift is bringing up this archetype, please? What shift is bringing up this archetype, please? Oh, refusal to change. This came out in pile number 1 as well. Okay. And how will this archetype help pile number 2? How will these archetypes help pile number 2? How will these archetypes help pile number 2? Call to change. It seems like a forced change here. You've been refusing to change. Maybe slow down, take a little bit of a break. Do something that's really going to get everything that you need to get into alignment. And alignment, it's like there's going to be a call to change. Something's happening to call you to change. It could be maybe you become so depleted with all of your responsibilities that you have a physical or a mental breakdown that forces you in a position where you have to stop, you have to take a break, you have to get yourself and your health and everything in order and together. You have to find a better way to balance your work and life. Yeah, if you don't, you're refusing to, right now, this is telling me you're refusing to change who you are and what's going on. You're refusing to change. There is a refusal to change something. Oh, okay. Another thing that I'm getting, it could be maybe you weren't really investing in yourself, your education, or really going out and doing new things. You're refusing to change this, and now you are answering the call. There's a call to change that and to actually look into, you know, higher levels of education. Maybe someone here might be thinking about going back to school, getting another degree into something, studying new things, like, for example, chakras or Reiki or healing, or there's bonds and different things on this. It could be chemistry, it could be like I said, algorithms, learning, becoming a, learning and then becoming a teacher of things. Maybe you're the type of person that wants to start some sort of vlog or program, or maybe a YouTube series or something along the lines where you're taking the knowledge that you're learning and instructing other people. And then also taking time to go out and explore and eat, you know, be an adventure. I'm definitely getting like blog or vlog vibes. Somebody who does a lot of things and kind of presents that to the world to help guide other people to also answer the call to change, to get up and do more with their lives, and to, you know, just really learn how to live in the moment. Okay, let me look at how the archetype, how will these archetypes hinder you? How will these archetypes hinder you? How will these archetypes hinder you? Okay, there's two. So we have, oh, Supreme Ordeal. This also came out in pile number 1, and status quo. 8 and 1 may be significant. 8 plus 1 is 9. Something's starting to come to completion. We also have 2, 3, and 2. 3 plus 2 is a 5. 5 is representation of difficult change. Something has changed. There's been a difficult change for you. Okay, so let's look at this a little bit more. So refusal to change. The call to change can be daunting. You might want to refuse the call. Many adventures in right here, they are the quest never taken, the change never realized, the books unwritten. This refusal can lead to a dark reality, one of boredom, loss, and bleakness. The hero can become trapped in decay instead of rising to the challenge. Refusing the call can lead to depression and loss of purpose. However, many times the call eventually becomes irresistible. This can push even a reluctant hero forward. As hard as you try against it, you can find yourself pulling into an adventure. The unanswered call to change can split your life apart, and then there is never a way back to the status quo. When you get this card, look toward what journeys you have refused. Ask yourself, have you resisted change? Why do I feel like you're sitting on getting out and being active in... It almost sounds like this is a home, somebody who's currently a homebody, but they actually want to get out. There's a lot of potential to get out and to actually really socialize and explore and try a lot of things. Maybe this person has become a bit of a recluse, or especially with the pandemic and everything, you've adapted to just sitting around the house and not really doing a whole lot, not going out, not interacting with people, not trying new things. You kind of like put your life in park, and Spirit is saying now it's time to get up and change and go back to, you know, researching, development, going out and going on an adventure. So yeah, the next thing is to call to change. The call to change. Embodying these archetypes will help you that. The call to adventure can come like a whisper or resound like a devastating earthquake. This stage of the journey is a problem or a challenge you can no longer ignore. You know deep down that something has to shift. The call asks you to depart from the safe world and enter the unknown. Will you listen to the first whisper? If you don't, then it will ultimately escalate to a clamor. Change doesn't have to come from disaster, but it will eventually unless you take action. Example would be becoming disengaged at work. Being unproductive will ultimately get you fired. Finding a new job could add a new sense of vigor and purpose to your life. Eventually, you will have to leave the work you hate. The question is, will you do it proactively and honorably? Maybe I'm getting a sense here. Someone is in a position, in a field that no longer interests them. They hate it. They hate the work that they do. They don't like who they work for. And there is a deep longing and desire to make some sort of change, possibly shift into a new field or career. And the refusal to change, I'm thinking, is because trying to do a career move when you've already been established in one is very, it's a very daunting task. It's very scary. It's a transition that is not, it's not for the lighthearted. You know, it's a lot of work to make that shift. It's fair to saying, you know, if you don't answer the call, make the shift, change something, do something new, it could potentially end in a disaster. You know, you're starting to feel depleted at work. You're starting to feel fatigue. You're not really producing results like you were before. Eventually your employer is going to catch on, and you could be getting fired. You could be getting furloughed. You could be getting, you know, just allowing depression, anxiety to seep into where you just kind of shut down and lose everything that you worked so hard for because you just don't enjoy it anymore. At this stage, look to your center of gravity. When you give yourself to silence, what questions keep coming up that won't go away? Is there something in your life, your personality, society, or community you would like to see change? What archetypes could you work with to bring about this change? So yeah, a teacher, an adventurer. Maybe you're meant to teach people how to have fun, how to go out, how to adventure, how to do new things. That could be for somebody. How will these archetypes hinder you, though? The Supreme Ordeal. That is basically, it's a moment of truth. Final battle in a field that is physical or psychological or both. Stage asks the hero to use the skills or training he's gained along the way. The hero must source from within all his willpower. This is the point at which the hero earns the bona fide title of hero. Your life might not feel like it has epic battles or dragons to be slain, but you can face many different types of challenges. The Supreme Ordeal can look like your first time speaking to a crowd, breaking out of an abusive relationship, or going on your first solo camp out. In this case, I'm getting to someone that might have been a recluse, someone in solitude, someone that is not used to really getting out a lot and really doing these types of activities and doing it for the first time. We face the Supreme Ordeal whenever we undertake a challenge that pushes what we thought was possible, doing what we couldn't have imagined, and with success, realizing that subtle but heroic feats in our life can help us to cultivate a solid belief in the core of our being. And then we have the status quo, which is the hero's journey begins in ordinary life. This first stage of the status quo can feel like the days run together, indistinguishable, mundane, comfortably numb. It's easy not to recognize the state of dullness until it is taken from you. The status quo represents the calm before the storm. It is a moment of rest. It's needed, but if you stay too long, stagnation and decay will set in. This might look like working an unfulfilling job. Yeah, somebody here is in a very, very unfulfilling career, and they desperately want a change. But nothing's going to change unless you decide deep down within yourself that you are ready and willing to do what it takes to enact that change, okay? There's being in a codependent relationship or finding yourself filling your days with distractions to numb the boredom. When this card appears, ask yourself what in your life feels comfortable and continual, what feels dull. Are there any nagging life questions you avoid? Look at how you are stepping into change or hiding from it. Yeah, so maybe your overall routine and what you're doing has just become very dull, very boring, very stagnant. You want something new. You want something exciting. You want something that's going to shake up your world, and it's going to require you to go out and educate yourself, find a teacher, find a mentor, learn different things you never learned before. Do your research, do your study, and go out and have fun. Go on adventures. Go to exotic places you've never been to before. I'm getting for someone, you need to start learning different languages so that way you can go and travel to different countries, be able to converse with the natives there, learn the culture. A couple of areas, some I'm hearing some folks might be interested in going to or should go to Bali, France, Venezuela, New Zealand. Russia, although I will hold off right now because there's kind of some stuff going on over there. Japan. Someone here might be learning Mandarin or interested in learning Mandarin. Czech Republic. Let's see. Someone here could be of African descent, African American, might be thinking about traveling to Africa for the first time. I hear return to the motherland, return to the mothership. As for somebody, somebody here could like Parliament Funkadelic. Yeah, it just returning back to your culture, your roots. If someone here is just really just stuck, dull in a boring life, and they desperately need a change here. And the best way you can enact that change is to embody these archetypes, you know. Unlock your inner adventurer and your inner teacher. Okay. So the last card we're going to pull here is, what change are you undergoing? Okay. What is this? Okay. What change is pile number 2 undergoing? What change is pile number 2 undergoing? Oh, resurrection. This also came out in pile number 1. You might find some messages in there from pile number 1. You know, maybe you're in a boring relationship, a codependency did come out when I was reading. Like I said in the beginning, somebody might be taking care of somebody, some sort of responsibility. Something to do with someone else is relying on you for something. It's causing you a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety. You got a lot on your plate in terms of work and everything. And it's like, do you even have time for fun and adventure to do the things that you really want to do? Spirit is saying it's time for a resurrection. So the call for a change can leave scars in the soul. For the hero to fully come back from the journey, he must be purified. He has experienced significant loss along his quest and must be reborn. The process is internal. When you undergo a great change, old patterns might no longer work for you. An example would be coming home from traveling and realizing some of your friends were unhealthy and needing to reinvent your social circle without them. Stand true to the new version of yourself, and eventually others will see the changes in you. Ask yourself how you viewed yourself before this quest and how it has changed. If you hold on to your old identity, you will never incorporate the skills you acquired along the journey. If you don't allow your identity to embrace a resurrection, you may be doomed to endure the same trials on repeat. Yeah. So it sounds like you're going through a very major transformation where you're kind of stepping outside of your comfort zone, doing things outside of the normal, what you're used to doing or what other people are used to seeing you do. And just be aware, there's some folks might be a little bit uncomfortable with these changes in you because they might be used to you just being somebody here, some of their friends, family, or whatever are used to them just being a recluse in a house, a person that doesn't really go out, doesn't really do much anything. I think they kind of like that about you, because I also suspect that somebody here might actually be, if you do go out and you socialize, you might get a lot of attention. You might get a lot of people wanting to interact with you. Something about your energy, your charm, you're very attractive. I'm also getting that as well. And that draws people in. And it could be what happens is you go from a recluse to, you know, somebody that's very popular, very well liked, and that bothers, and that's going to bother the folks that are currently around you. But you need to change your circle of friends. You know, they're not friends if that's not a friend if someone's going to hate on you for, you know, going out and exploring new options, new opportunities, and just bettering yourself as a whole. The same thing with family. Like, if you want to be a hater, okay, but, you know, that shouldn't stop me from doing what I got to do to ascend, pretty much. All right, so let's look at What are some of the shadow aspects of these archetypes? What are some of the shadow aspects for pile number 2? What are some of the shadow aspects pile number 2 needs to be aware of? Oh. Okay. It didn't want to pop out there. So we have 1 and 2, the oppressor. This came out in pile number 1. Oh, 2. This, I feel like some of the energy from pile number 1 is spilling over to pile number 2. So pile, you know, if you watch this pile, you might want to watch pile number 1 too. There might be some messages there from you. So the oppressor is all about, you know, someone who is, I'm not gonna say a dictator, narcissist, someone that is that struggles to find the humanity in other people. Somebody who, if they're not careful, could possibly look down on others, oppress them without realizing it. Let me just read to you really quickly about the oppressor. So these folks can be domineering, selfish, arrogant. They deliberately pushes down and exploits others. The oppressor dominates out of lust for power and a need for control. He expels his energy, suppressing others' inherent power, feeling that they might discover his own weaknesses. The oppressor's toxic behavior can harm the environment, animals, or even culture. His fears can make him irrationally lash out at anything that makes him feel powerless, such as cutting down trees just to feel powerful or bullying others to feel superior. He is entitled, arrogant, and narcissistic. The slightest criticism will make him feel angry and reactive. To free himself from this cycle, he must see the humanity in the people he hurts. He must humble himself to see everyone as an equal and not a subordinate. To break from the oppressor's shadow, look at how you dominate conversations or take away others' choices. If you are unsure if your actions hurt others, sincerely approach your friends and coworkers about your actions and be open to criticism. So maybe this person has been in a state of being oppressed by someone from their past, you know, childhood, or maybe someone currently. I mean, that did happen in pile number 1. This person was being bullied by a significant other and oppressed. And oh, that's so crazy. The addict is here. Well, another thing that came out of pile 1 was the issue with alcoholism and other addiction. Oh my God, I really feel like it's 2 different messages for the same energy, it feels like. So let's talk about the addict. The addict, keyword here is craving, hungry, obsession. The addict has insatiable cravings. No matter how often he gets what he wants, he always needs more. This can be hunger for drugs, sex, entertainment, shopping, or gaming, or even love. The urge can devour all other aspects of his life. The addict sacrifices his power for temporary pleasure. This sacrifice can be a constant cycle of needing more to fulfill an ever-growing hole. To break free, the addict must be fully aware of what and why he's addicted. He must rediscover other joys in his life and use them as a beacon to draw them away from his shadow. Above all else, he must learn to love himself no matter what happens. He must remind himself to take it one step at a time and have compassion for his process. When working with the addict archetype, look toward your addictions and coping mechanisms. If you are blind to them, you can fall prey to unconscious patterns. Okay, yeah, so to balance therapy, self-awareness, and having some comrades to cheer you on. So it could be maybe this person is used to going out. They need to go out. They need to party. They need to have an adventure. Maybe it's this person, this oppressive bully from pile number 2 that's trying to keep them trapped in a house, doing boring shit, fulfilling the status quo, or just sitting around, you know, just eating snacks and doing nothing else but that. And that's just not enough for this person. They want to go out. They want to be an adventurer, learning and teaching. Because this person lives life on the edge, there's the call to be careful with the addict here. There's an insatiable need to constantly have the next best thing, the next thrill, this high. And There's an empty void that this person that you're trying to mask, pile number 2, that you need to heal. Something to do with this oppressor energy. There's some need for therapy and rehab in order to heal that, to where you're not running to things like drugs, sex, alcohol, whatever, to use them as coping mechanisms to fill this hole, to fill this void. There are other healthy ways to do that through, you know, learning, teaching, adventures, healthy adventures outside of things that can, if you do too much of it, can harm you. Okay, it's time to break free, and understand why you're addicted, and seek help. You know, this obsession, this craving to have, I'm definitely getting a really strongly issue with alcohol and sex. It could be, you know, wanting to have sex with multiple partners in order to feel fulfilled, scratch that itch. It could be a porn addiction. For some, it could be a little bit of both. In terms of drugs, for some of you, select few, there are narcotics involved. I'm seeing white powder. Somebody here could have a addiction to cocaine. And I'm just seeing straight lines of white powder. So it is time to get some help with these issues. It could be very, very damaging, to the point of no return, to where it could even, you know, take your life if you're not careful. All of this because you're trying to heal yourself from this oppressive energy. Going through this supreme ordeal has been a lot, very much for you, and there's a call to change, to be reborn or resurrected out of that energy. Maybe there's a fear of taking a step back from all this and just falling into the status quo, and that's not enough. That's boring. I get here, this pile number 2. You're the type of person that gets bored very, very easily. Yeah, a lot of different things to work on, pile number 2. But overall, I have faith that you will answer the call to change. And there's going to be a lot of really positive things, you know, on the other side of that. So let's quickly get some positive affirmations from Spirit on how to embody this moving forward, and take on these archetypes. What is the encouragement and positive messages you have for call number 2 from Spirit, please? Positive messages of affirmation here. There's 2. Okay. One more. Oh, well, we got 2 more. That's fine. First things first, I'm the realist. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. The universe has my back. The universe has your back, babe. The key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. The presence of love will always cast out fear. Find a deeper meaning and personal growth amid the discomfort. Yeah, definitely someone seeking meaning behind all the chaos. And then I honor how I want to feel. Your feelings are worth honoring and acknowledging. I get that someone, and that could go back to that issues with addiction and the shadow self. Maybe you're doing that because you're having trouble acknowledging and dealing with your feelings. It's you're using these outside addictions as a coping mechanism to avoid having to deal with those feelings or acknowledge them. The Spirit is saying, you know, your feelings are what they are. They're worth feeling. They're worth acknowledging. And you should deal with them accordingly. So let's get some additional messages from my Moonology. Spirit, what additional messages do you have for... Okay. So we have release your blocks. First quarter morning, Scorpio. Someone here could be a Scorpio or have it in your chart. Sun, moon, rising. New moon in Sagittarius. Focus on the positive. Release your blockages. Focus on the positive aspects of life. New moon in Leo, shine. Yeah, it's time to get out. It's time to explore. It's time to really shine. Let your light come through. Be you. Don't worry about what anybody else is saying and thinking. Allow people to keep you trapped in the house and keep you from really shining through and showing your true authentic self. You are meant to shine. I'm also hearing you're not for everyone, so don't try to fit in for everyone's sake, because you're not meant to be like everyone else. You're meant to shine. You're meant to stand out. And then first quarter moon in Taurus, release control. Yeah, release the need to control others, the situation, you know, control over your feelings. Let things flow naturally, and you'll be surprised how things work out for you. And at the bottom of the deck, we have new moon in Scorpio. Go deeper to figure out what is it that you are running from? What is it you're trying to mask? What is it that you're covering up with these coping mechanisms, and how can you find healthier alternatives to heal that? And that is all I have for you, pile number 2. Thank you so much for allowing me to tap into your energy. I hope this message resonates for you. I hope it helps. If it does, please remember to comment down in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share my channel so that I can help other people get more messages out as well. And again, I wish you all the best of luck. Pile number 2, answer the call. And yeah, namaste and take care. Blessed be. All right, what's up? Pile number 3, last but certainly not least. If you're here, you have chosen the Orgonite's Carnelian Pyramid. Clearing out the energy. Okay, before we get started, I'm sorry, I need a rant. So what had happened was I have been really having trouble, like, not recording, but just like channeling and just dealing with messages in general, because I don't know if anybody else is going through this right now. This might resonate with you, but I've got some energetic stalkers, and it's like I feel like there's a group of people, but there's one person in particular that comes through really, really strong, and it is a masculine. I think it's somebody that I've dealt with. I'm not gonna say no names. I ain't gonna say no names. I ain't gonna embarrass you like that. But I feel like it's somebody that we're not speaking, and you're watching my my social media, my possibly these videos or whatever else you can get access to, because you're trying to find out some information about how I'm doing, how I'm feeling, what energy I'm in, and if you could come back around and talk to me. I guess somebody want to talk to me, and I'm just like, why don't you just come out and you just talk to me? Like, I'm not like, am I scary? Am I frightening? In my energy is that lit to where it's like you feel like you can't just, you know, roll up. Well, I guess I just heard I can't talk to you because you got me blocked on some petty shit. Oh, you right. I'm sorry, collective. I have to admit that, you know, your girl been on some petty shit as of recently. I done blocked a couple people because, you know, they need to. Sometimes you gotta block an MF out your energy because they need to understand that they don't just have access to you all willy-nilly, especially if they're not gonna act right. And yeah, I don't do like stalkers, orbiters, or all that type of stuff. Like, if you can't interact with me, indirectly for whatever reason, like, you just get out of my energy. That's how I feel. Or maybe you're doing this on purpose because you want to test to see if my my intuition, my abilities, and all that are legit if they're real. Yes, they are. I'm getting your telepathic messages. I'm getting your energy. I'm picking up all the shit that you're sending me. I'm just not really acknowledging it. Well, until now. I mean, if you really want to talk to me, then find some other way to reach out. And just say what you gotta say. Pick up the phone, call, whatever. I'm not gonna bite you. I'm not gonna you wanna know if I'm gonna cuss you out? I'm not gonna cuss you out. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be I'm gonna practice I'm a woosah and practice being calm and tranquil with your ass. I will not cuss you out. I'll hear you out. But in all honesty, I'm not. To whoever is watching and wondering, like, I just, if we're not speaking or we're not on good terms or whatever, I'm kind of not really in the mood to. I'm not really in the mood to deal with you or anybody else right now. I'm gonna just be honest. I guess you could continue to stalk me and tune in to find out when there'll be a good time when I will want to be bothered with you. But until then, anyway, sorry. Sorry, part number 3. I just had to rant, but this is not about me. This is about y'all. But who knows? You know, this person might come out in this pile too. They took over the first 2 piles, so who knows what's gonna come out in this one. So Carnelian, Orgonite pyramid. You can check pile number 2 for a description on, you know, Orgonite pyramids and what it's used for. I also put some information down in the description box. So basically, at a high level, you know, this little baby takes in negative EMF energy and transmutes it into something more positive that can be useful. In this particular case, we have Carnelian chips. Now, Carnelian is a stone to ground and anchor you in the present reality. It's a stabilizing stone with high energy. It's excellent for restoring vitality and motivation, for stimulating creativity. It's useful for dramatic pursuits. And the other unique thing about Carnelian that I really love, it has the ability to cleanse other stones. Okay, so you could be a healer. Pile number 3, somebody who is something about your aura, your presence that's just naturally healing to others. So a lot of people like to gravitate to you. The unfortunate thing about that is, it's like I just ranted for the first part of this. Oh my God, that's so crazy. I have a lot of people that are attracted to me too because of my natural healing abilities. And unfortunately, me being a empath, intuitive empath plus medium or whatever, it's a lot of folks and energies living in from the beyond that try to tap into me at once, and it's a lot. It's very draining, and sometimes that's not to be petty, but that's the reason why I have to sometimes block out people from my energy, because like if I don't set those energetic boundaries, they're just going to keep continue to pull on them. I feel like you here, pile number 3, might need to set some boundaries. Some of you already have, and you're very, very good at it. Okay, but so psychologically, Carnelian imparts an acceptance of the cycle of life and removes fear of death. I'm beginning at, yeah, this pile number 3, you're very fearless. Death doesn't really shake you or bother you. You just see it as another phase of life. All right, I just heard the circle of life, and I saw images from the Lion King. Somebody here could really like the Lion King. In ancient times, this stone was used to protect the dead on their journey to the afterlife. It gives courage, promotes positive life choices, dispels apathy, and motivates for success in business and other matters. I do get this. You're very successful when it comes to business endeavors, pile number 3. And if you want additional help, you might want to look into getting a piece of Carnelian. In particular, I think it's probably best to get a raw, untumbled version. to carry around with you as like a totem to help further aid in that. It's also useful for overcoming abuse of any kind. This stone helps you to trust yourself and your perceptions. It gets to the bottom of what makes you tick, overcome negative conditioning, and encourage just steadfastness. Clarifies perception. Tunes daydreamers into reality. It's a powerful protector against envy, rage, and resentment, yours or other people's. It calms anger and banishes emotional negativity, replacing it with love of life. It's a big stone full of life force and vitality, and stimulates the metabolism, something about female reproductive organs, and increases fertility. If you place a carnelian near the front door, it invokes protection and invites abundance into the home. Let's see. Red carnelian, which is kind of what we have here, this like reddish orange. There's a little bit, let me see, might be a little bit of pink in there too. Pink carnelian improves parent-child relationship. It helps to restore love and trust after abuse or manipulation. Oh my God. Somebody here is going to watch this and resonate with every last pile. There's an energy that's spilled over into every last pile. Somebody that's gone through very significant emotional abuse and manipulation. Wow. That's crazy. Red carnelian warms and energizes. It's particularly useful for combating sluggishness and for invigorating the mind and body. Yeah. The trust after abuse and manipulation. Someone's learning how to trust again, get their courage back, get their vitality back, get their spark and zest for life back. Someone is trying to get help for that. Whoever you are, Paul number 3, I'm glad that you're here. I feel like there's something about a connection between me and you where you feel like you come to me for help, even if we're not speaking. It's okay. I'm glad that you're here. All right, I had to rant though, because I'm sorry, when you have gifts like myself, sometimes it gets overwhelming to have folks be in your energy like that, and it just feels very awkward and weird, especially when you're not speaking to certain individuals. It can evoke a sense of paranoia and all other types of things. Just feeling like you're being watched, but it's from an energetic standpoint. You know what I'm saying? I'd much rather folks to, even regardless of what we're going through, we can work out our differences. I'd much rather you just like reach out to me and talk to me. No need to stalk or orbit, okay? I'm not gonna bite you. I don't know what it is about my energy where some folks feel like they're scared to talk to me. I'm very reasonable as long as you don't step to me on no bullshit. I'm gonna just put it that way. Okay. All right, let's get the main archetype for pile number 3. Ooh, that's a new one. The Diplomat. All right. Look at that firm handshake. Somebody here really likes to take the high ground in terms of diplomacy. Win-win scenarios for both of us. Somebody here might be making a new deal or entering into a partnership with someone soon. With the feather here and sign, someone might be signing on the dotted line, accepting a new role or position. There's a mutual agreement between two people in regards to something. Something about a new a partnership. I'm getting that it's business related, but it could be, I mean, it could be anything. So let's take a look at the Diplomat. All right, the Diplomat uses his communication skills to resolve conflicts. What I just talked about, communication. He brings a sense of optimism and imagination to find solutions. The Diplomat's ultimate goal is peace, and he strives to inspire others with his vision. The Diplomat has an incredible talent to see multiple perspectives. He can see the needs of different parties and communicate them to others. His negotiation skills are grounded in fairness, strategy, and compassion. In social situations, the Diplomat is exceptionally calm and collected, and he rarely loses his focus. The Diplomat's dedication to the greater good can sometimes drive him to martyrdom. Sacrificing his own goals and values might get him closer to his dream, but it isn't sustainable in the long run. The Diplomat should try and balance his personal life with his work helping others. When working with the Diplomat, consider how you try stepping into the perspective of someone you have a hard time understanding and coming up with a mutually beneficial ideas. Ask yourself how you mediate when conflict arises. So you're in the process of mediating a conflict with someone. I ain't gonna go back to my rant. I ain't gonna go into it, y'all. I feel like this is a message with me. Somebody wanna work out some differences with me. I'm sorry, y'all. All right, it's not about me, but it does resonate with me. Someone is looking at something from a different perspective now. And even though, you know, you and this person are very different in your understandings, the way you view the world, you want to make peace. You want to find some fairness in it all. You want to strike up some balance. Maybe this partnership really means a great deal to you. Perhaps you didn't show that in the past, but you want to show it now. But it's like you and this person are in a state where it's just like y'all are not seeing eye to eye, but you want to resolve that. You want to keep the peace. You want to put yourself in the other person's shoes and come up with mutually beneficial ideas to basically mediate the conflict, to resolve it. You want peace. Okay. So the key here is communication, first and foremost. Like I said, you know, optimism and be ready to negotiate. Understand too, though, that we want peace, but you also have to be prepared and willing to hear the other person out when it comes to their feelings or where they're currently at in their state of their emotions and things like that. Hopefully both parties will remain calm during the negotiation, the conversation. But just be prepared to, you know, be the mediator and to kind of like soften the energy if the person is coming from a state of uneasiness or they're angry or whatnot. You probably should wait until they're calm, a little bit more calm, before you try to approach to have the discussion. But yeah, just so definitely you're trying to resolve something with someone. Could be multiple people, honestly, but in general, like when it comes to business dealings and social situations, you try to stay calm and collected, neutral when it comes to the issues, and then try to get folks to see things from other folks' perspective. You might not say much, but you do chime in where it makes sense. To get, if you feel like someone's being unreasonable or unfair or just not looking at it in a correct way, you might step in and say, oh, well, maybe you should look at it this way, or, you know, no one should be doing this, no one should be doing that. To help that person put themselves in the perspectives of the other person, instead of having tunnel vision and looking at everything from their viewpoint. So the challenge here is to overcompromise, being a perfectionist and needing to belong. So not standing your ground and backing down from what you believe and who you are for the sake of trying to belong with a particular group. Understand the good side of a person. over-compromising and trying to be a perfectionist in everything that you do. It's having those ridiculously high standards are going to only lead to disappointment in certain situations. Not to say that trying to strive for excellence is a bad thing. No, that's a very good thing. Just realize that no one's perfect, okay? At the end of the day, everyone has flaws. Everyone makes mistakes. Nothing's going to be 100% perfect, no matter how you try to make it so. To cultivate this archetype, mediation, debate, studying body language. So there's a need to pick up on the emotional cues, emotional intelligence and body cues of other people. Really learning how to view the human side of another, understanding where they're coming from, understanding their emotion, understanding why they feel the way that they feel. If you were to trigger them somehow, where is all that coming from? Try to understand why they would be in the state that they're in, instead of just writing it off as, you know, they have no reason to be upset. You know, I'm right, you should look at it from this way. You know, you trying to control and dictate the situation. That's not how emotions and human interaction work. You cannot control the actions and emotions of another person. You can only control yourself, okay? All right, so now let's look at, with the Diplomat, so I want to know what shift is bringing up this archetype. So, Spirit, what shift is bringing up this archetype? What shift is bringing up the archetype of the Diplomat? The status quo. Okay. The status quo is bringing up the Diplomat. So what I'm getting about this off the bat is you might be the type of person that is not used to kind of like standing up for what you believe in, or calling out where wrong is wrong, challenging others. You kind of like stick to the status quo. You're used to being the type of person that just goes with what everybody else is going with because it's comfortable, it's PC, it's not going to cause a stir or bring a lot of attention to you or whatever. A confrontation, again, there's a fear of confrontation here. But, you know, it doesn't have to be. If you're a true diplomat, you know, you have a way to properly debate and negotiate and get another person to see things from your perspective. You don't necessarily have to follow the status quo. You can still present your ideas and your request for improvement in such a way that it's not going to cause another person to be hostile or feel like they're not heard, or their side is not being valued. But you guys kind of both present your facts and your evidence and kind of come to a mutual agreement in a calm, peaceful manner, and negotiate and come to a compromise, basically. Okay, so that's a shift. So how will the archetype help you? How will this archetype help? Deal with the Supreme Ordeal. Somebody here is getting some deep healing. Again, this person's energy is spilled out between all three piles. I'm actually really excited to see how this is going to turn out. Somebody is awakening, coming into alignment, they're healing, and they're finding a way to stand up to somebody. Or it could be multiple people. But they want to do it in a peaceful manner. So I feel like this person that they're dealing with right here is on they own one. They in this Assassin's Creed energy. So how would the archetype hinder you How would the archetype hinder? Oh, we have... It might block your resurrection. Okay. What change are you undergoing? What change are you undergoing? Call to change. What's the call to change though specifically? What is the call to change? Wow. Refuses. This person, whoever you are, is stubborn as hell. It's just like, no matter how much you try to tell this person this is what they need to do to change, it's just like, nah, I'm not hearing it. Nah, because this needs to control and just look. Just not listening. Pile number 3, you don't watch pile number 1, you done come out in pile number 2, pile number 3. We done got the pile number 3 and your ass is still not listening. Look at that. Let me get one more card for what change you're undergoing. What change are you undergoing? What change? We need some change. We need some change. Final approach. Okay, thank you. All these damn tests and trials and tribulations. Jeez Louise. Okay, so we got the Supreme Ordeal. It makes sense because in the description of the Diplomat, it was talking about being a martyr. You know, you're so caught up in trying to peacefully negotiate and come to a compromise. And it could be you're dealing with someone that just, they're not willing to compromise. They're not willing to negotiate. They don't want to debate. It's a full-on argument. It's a dictatorship. And they're just like, no, it's my way or the highway. And you're just like, nah, let's peacefully agree to, no, it's my way and the highway. You either do this or... And sometimes you just gotta come outside the Diplomat, just put your damn foot down, be like, nah. It's time for a change. You're refusing to change, but I'm not. My final approach is, this is what the fuck we about to do. No more of you dominating the conversation. I'm putting my foot down. This is what we're going to do moving forward. Do you have any questions, comments, or concerns? Because if I keep continuing to allow this to happen, it's blocking me from my rebirth. It's blocking me from my new beginning. It's blocking me from, you know, getting out of all the chaos, conflict, and confusion and being able to move forward. Let's look at the final approach. I don't want to spend any more time on the call to change, refusing to change. We've gone through all that in the last couple piles. And whoever this is, you still ain't listening, so it's I don't know. Final approach. The final approach is a decisive test of character. The hero sees the battle ahead and must face his fears and consciously advance into the abyss. Such action may induce a calm before the storm or a moment of deafening quiet. It may even mean the hero loses resolve. Internal battles of determination and confidence and discomfort might churn. The final approach can lead to a crisis of identity. The hero must believe in himself. You have to believe in yourself when you're confronting these types of individuals. Okay? When you're going into these battles, when you're going into the hard debates, when you're standing up and having to answer the hard questions, even when you're at your job, if you're in a position of power, there's going to come a time when someone's going to come and they're going to question you, they're going to challenge you, they're going to call you out, and you have to be in the position to be able to first answer the call, defend yourself, defend your team, justify whatever action was taken, yes or no, all those sort of, you got to be ready to deal with those types of issues. Be a true leader, a warrior in that sense. And maybe you're the type of person that's not really been in a position to have to do that before. Now you are, Spirit is pushing you in that way. You didn't answer the call. You tried to answer the call. You've been refusing to answer the call to change. This is the final approach. Spirit's like, look here. You're worthy. You're strong enough to face the supreme ordeal ahead. That's so fucking crazy. It's in their description. You have what it takes to face the supreme ordeal, this bullshit that approaches, that's ahead. You're strong enough to fight this. Internally, this stage asks you to look deep into the shadows of your being. Have you embodied the changes of your quest? Have you gathered the aid needed? If you believe in yourself, the change has already happened. The rest will unfold. If you don't, you could feel lost in the final approach. Look to your goal and recommit, then take the step forward, knowing that you will succeed. Okay. We bossing up. Pile number 3. We bossing up, and we're going to fight back, and we're going to handle this shit right here. Ain't nobody got time for this. These gremlins, these peasants, these critters, these things under the stairs, these hobgoblins and green goblins, hobgoblins, all types of goblins. Okay. Someone might be dealing with a goblin king. Again, go back to the labyrinth reference. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, now I'm hearing that song. You remind me of the babe. What babe? The babe with the power. The power of voodoo. Hoodoo. You do what? Remind me of the babe. Sorry, how to do it. I saw my baby crying hard as babe could cry. What could I do? My baby's love had gone and made my baby blue. Nobody knew what type of magic spell to use. Slime or snails or puppy dog tails hung on lightning. And baby said, dance magic, dance magic, dance. Dance magic, dance. Sorry. I love me some David Bowie, and I love that movie, y'all. Like, you don't understand. I had to do it. Okay. Back to the message because I got distracted. Yeah. You know, there comes a time for peaceful negotiations, and there comes a time to whoop ass verbally. Okay? If somebody is, if you're trying to be a peaceful negotiator and you know the other person across the way from you is hostile, they're threatening, they're this and that, and it's just like peaceful negotiation is not happening, don't be afraid to put your foot down and unleash a little bit of the verbal hands. Bless them tenfold with your intellect and your knowledge. So it's something about, I've done this before. Maybe that's one of the reasons why sometimes people have a hard time approaching me and coming to talk to me, and they're afraid because my clap back, my comeback, my verbal interrogation skills and things like that, there are a lot of folks that really can't match me when it comes to that. Like, literally, do not come to me with any type of bullshit, because I will verbally shut that shit all the way down. If you want to talk about the tarot, I literally am, when I am really focused and not on it, I am in the Queen of Swords energy. I'll do it in a fair, just manner, but I will assertively cut that ass verbally into. Just to try me if you want to, but it is what it is. I'm getting that you're starting to get this way with this person or these individuals that you're dealing with. I'm going to take a final approach. I'm going to try to negotiate. I'm going to try to be peaceful. I'm going to try to be doing this. But if you keep continuing with this, I'm not going to be a martyr anymore. I'm not going to let this block my resurrection and my blessings. And now I gotta cut you a verbal one. You need a verbal ass whooping. These individuals need a full-on verbal ass whooping. The reason why they continue to act the way that they act is because no one has stood up and challenged them. Sometimes you got to tell an MF about themselves to get them to fall back in line. It's like you got a person, y'all could be in a relationship, y'all could be living together. You work and take care of this person. They don't do nothing. They don't work. They don't contribute to the household. They don't do nothing. But they have the audacity to try to come at you any type of way. Got a smart mouth. Want to try to control you, bully you. They're going to do whatever they're going to do, and you're going to fall in line. But it's just like, if I was in your shoes, I would be like, how in the hell I'm going to let a peasant, one of the common folk, a full-on peasant, walk up into the kingdom that I built, that I'm running, and tell me to bow down? Excuse my language, but I wish a bitch would. Like, heifer, what bills do you pay? What do you contribute? What do you bring to my life or society? Like, I'm taking care of you. I'm doing all these things. I am the reason why you still continue to live and exist under my roof, breathing my air, eating my food that I'm paying for. And you're going to act like this? Hell to the no. You either clean that shit up, get your shit together, or out. You refuse to change? Guess what? Bye. We shutting that shit down. Ain't no rebirthing this. Ain't no resurrecting this. You ain't nothing. You didn't been kicked the fuck out. Bye. It's time. It's dawn. I ain't just, don't allow anyone to bully you. Like, I know that's an extreme example, but it's kind of like, seriously? Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Well, if you don't, your ass gonna learn today. That's the energy that I'm getting that you're in right now, pile number 3. You just over the bullshit. You just, it's time for you to put your foot down and put some bass in your voice, pretty much. So we got 1, 8, maybe significant, 2, 3. I see a 9 here and a 5. Basically, a lot of challenging change. We have a 7 and 11. It breaks down to 2. We have 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3. 7, 11. 2, 3, 7 could resonate with somebody. Yeah. It's all right, let's look at some of the shadow archetypes that we need to be aware of for this pile. What are the shadow archetypes we need to be careful of? Okay. We have the entitled prince and the charlatan. Somebody's wearing a mask here. Here's a snake. A snaky ass, it's a soul. Somebody is a snake in a grass ass individual. Hold on, y'all. I gotta, give me a moment. I gotta put this phone on the charger so it doesn't die on us. Give me 1 second. Somebody is a snake in a grass ass individual. They think they're gonna get away with it, but they're not going to for too much longer. Be careful. Maybe you're this individual. Maybe you're the one wearing a mask. Are you wearing a mask, pile number 3? Okay. All right, with that, I'm actually gonna move. I'm gonna move this over here. Okay. So, shadow aspects. We have the charlatan. This looks like a person. This looks like a person who never wants other people to see their hand. You think that they are a certain type of way, and that's they present themselves a certain type of way out in public, but they're a completely different person behind the surface. Seems like a person that is very deceitful, very phony, likes to hide, not afraid to step over people to get what they want. All right, so shadow aspect keywords, manipulative, deceit, phony, and cunning. Yeah. The charlatan is a crafty manipulator that hides behind deceit. Yeah, like what I just say. This person likes to hide. You like to hide. What are you hiding from, pile number 3? He uses his knowledge of human psyche, desires, and emotions to hook people into his trickery. Oh my God. My bad, y'all. I know a motherfucker like this. I cannot stand these type of people. The charlatan has turned to guile out of fear. He has lost trust in his fellow man and thinks the only way to protect himself is to deceive. He takes advantage of other people's empathy, spirituality, and compassion for his own gains. The charlatan will ultimately find himself alone unless he can trust others. Suppose you create complex stories to justify your actions or withhold information to sway others. Yeah, you take me, pile number 3, is a type that likes to hold out on information to try to continue to bait people in, bribe them in. Only giving out so much information enough to continuously get people. You're kind of like, the best way to keep people hooked in is by demand. You're kind of like Disney. Like you like one of those old Disney movies that they release ever so often, and then they put into the vault, and it creates a high amount of demand, and people can't wait until, you know, that movie is released from the vault again so they can go and scoop it up and buy it. That's like you like the you like that whole Disney vault process. There you might be falling into the shadow aspects of the charlatan. To move beyond manipulation, look at why you feel the need to control a situation. Yeah, there's a lot of control coming out. All 3. Why do you have a need to control so much? Why? What are you so afraid of? To where you feel like you have to control any and everything, everybody around you. Look at how you suppress information out of fear. The shadow aspect of the charlatan can come from deep wounds. Look bravely at how you uphold sanctity of knowledge to bring the charlatan into balance. Yeah. So there's a lot of healing that needs to happen here, pile number 3. You need to stop. Being deceitful is not okay. It's not cute. No one likes a fake and no one likes a phony. You're the type of person that no one would ever trust you. If you don't have trust in a relationship, you don't really have a whole lot of anything. You're going to end up, like it says, end up being alone. A lot of people are not going to want to deal with you because they never know who you are. You don't, because you're a storyteller. You're a liar. Everything about you is fake and it's phony. And most folks that are about something want something real, want something that, you know, they're not going to trust that someone's going to continue to take advantage of them, continue to manipulate them. Oh, maybe that's why this person is so damn hostile towards you, because you've been playing these mental mind games with this person. This person doesn't trust that you are an honorable person. This person doesn't trust that you are someone of true integrity. This person doesn't trust, especially if you're in a relationship with this person, they don't trust that you wouldn't cheat on them, that you really love them, that you're about anything that you say you are, because you've played so many games. You're wearing this mask. No one knows who the fuck you are. Do you know who you are, pile number 3? Do you know who you are? Do you play games with yourself? Like, the people around you want empathy. They want compassion. They don't want to be taken advantage of. It does not make sense for you to take out everything that happens to you on other people. The people in your life have nothing to do with your past, what happened to you by those other persons. If you have a real issue with the people that hurt you, you need to go take it up with them. Not on innocent bystanders or people that just come into your life legitimately just want to get to know you, want to interact with you, want to have a solid, stable relationship with you. It's not their fault. Why are you taking shit out on me that Sally did to you 10 years ago? As far as I'm concerned, I'm not Sally. I don't want to be Sally. I never will be Sally. That shit happened 10 years ago. When you gonna let that shit go and move on? Why you taking that shit out on me? It's not attractive, to be honest. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little harsh because this is a very stubborn ass individual and stubborn ass energy. I'm just trying to understand what it is that you're so afraid of. You're so afraid of having your heart broken. You're so afraid of being lied to. You're so afraid of things not being what they are. So you purposely create illusions so as to not disappoint yourself. So you can point the fingers and say, yeah, I knew this was going to happen because blah, 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 blah. You're just causing a lot of chaos, conflict, and confusion. It's on you. You cannot play with people's minds. You cannot play with people's hearts, their desires, and their emotions. When you do, you create this right here. Definitely getting a little bit of narcissistic type tendencies. It's not healthy. That's not okay. But I also get pile number 3. You're the type of person, you can dish it out, but you damn sure can't take it. If this person is bullying you and being the type of way and you stuck around and like you're manifesting the very thing that you hate, that you don't want to deal with, that you want to get away from. You're manifesting the very thing. You know, like attracts like. What you put out into the universe comes back to you. You put out about a bunch of lies, deception, deceit, anger, oppression, all that. Don't be surprised when that's the exact thing that comes back to you. Entitled Prince. Apathetic, weak-willed, vain. Okay. The entitled prince hides from responsibility and pushes others to do the actual work. He feels so inflated by his own self-worth that he spends most of his time bickering and complaining. He sees himself as a victim of external circumstances, making him impotent and passionate. Okay. So you a lazy-ass person. You want people to hand shit to you. Used to people chasing after you. Used to just being spoiled and you know, not having to really do any real work. You use your skills in psychic, emotional, verbal manipulation in order to go and steal from other people. Make it look like you've done a bunch of work, but actually you're just piggybacking off of other people's hard work ethic and advances. I wouldn't be surprised if you're the type of person that picks specific groups to be in at work. If you know that group's going to excel, you might have one or two people on that group that are actually really, really good at what they do. And you end up taking credit and getting the rewards at the end of the day, if it's a group reward or whatever. And meanwhile, you haven't really done a whole lot of work to even earn the credit. You gain the benefit by association, pretty much. Yeah, it's time for you to break free of he assumes the world is conspiring against him. It's not. Not everybody is out to get you. That's a lie. That's an illusion that you created within yourself. You might be out to get your own damn self, to be honest. The only time he feels safe is when he is woolly coddled by somebody else. Oh, you like somebody, you're codependent, you want somebody to take care of you. Okay. To break free of the shadow, the entitled prince must take up his responsibility and regain his empowerment. He must face his anxieties and begin the long journey of finding inner confidence. Otherwise, he will hurt the people around him and see his kingdom in ruin. When exploring the shadow aspect of the entitled prince, look to how you fulfill your obligations. Consider if you feel you must be treated differently than other people. Why? Are certain things guaranteed to you because of your position? No, nothing's guaranteed to anybody. You have to work hard for it. You work hard for the things that you get in life. Nothing's just handed to you. Okay? How do you show gratitude toward people that help you? You should show gratitude. If someone helped you to get to where you are in your current position, which I believe there were people, possibly even a specific person that did a lot of work to help you get to where you are today, and you have not shown that person a real ounce of gratitude, respect, none of that. And Spirit is saying you need to fix that. You need to make that right. Work on your confidence and self-reliance will help bring this shadow aspect back into balance and unlock your true potential as a leader. Yeah, you have the potential to be a very powerful leader, pile number 3. A very powerful individual with a kingdom that's run smoothly and successfully. It's not a dictatorship. It's mutual love, mutual work ethics and agreements. Everyone's on one accord, but you cannot get there with this feeling entitled, waiting for shit to be handed to you, not doing any real work, piggybacking off of other people's hard work, ideas, leadership, and skills, and you just reaping the rewards of the benefits just because you so happen to be there. Being a lying, deceitful, cunning individual. It's not okay. Just because all of this you're taking out on other people because you're afraid of something. Something that has nothing to do with them. Make that make sense. Make it make sense. How would you feel if somebody did that to you? You wouldn't like it, would you? I guarantee, like I said, you can dish it out, but you can't take it at all. And I apologize because I've had so much bass in my voice, so much passion. It's because I know I can feel energetically how stubborn you are, how entitled you are. It is not okay. It's not cute. I truly sense that you have benefited off of somebody else's hard work, their leadership skill. Somebody vouched for you to get you into the position that you're in today, and you have shown no real loyalty, respect, or even an ounce of gratitude for this individual, and you know who they are. And it could be a few other folks too. You know this. And you sit on your high horse like this entitled, excuse me, is this prince, a brat. You complain about everybody's against you, everybody's conspiring. You like, bro, what do you do? What work do you do, bro? Shit just gets handed to you. You expect people to come and chase you down and give you whatever it is that you think you deserve because you got a little bit of talent. You might look cute. You might be a smooth talker. Who cares? What do you do at the end of the day that's worth my time and investment in you? And if I know that you're going to just be this snake in the grass ass individual, somebody that's not going to be trusted, why in the hell would I even waste my time investing in you? And I guarantee you, there's going to come a day when you're going to meet the right individual that's going to be just as well versed in these same skills as you. They're going to play you at your own game, and it's going to hurt like a motherfucker. They'll take everything from you. And you ain't going to see it coming because you too busy. Oh my God, life is so hard. Oh my God, everybody's out to get me. Oh my God, where's my this? Where's my that? Let me focus on being a liar and a manipulator and a thief, and, you know, do everything that I can to make sure that nobody hurts me. Meanwhile, this motherfucker is just like, yeah, you can trust me. Take this business deal with me. Yeah, come on. I'm your best friend. I'm this and that. The whole time, this person is playing you for a sucker. It could be, unfortunately, in a relationship, this person is just as much of a charlatan and an entitled prince or princess as you are. And that's why you in this fuck. There it is. That's why you're in this fucked up situation. This is a test by spirit to see if you, to get you to learn a lesson. You've been put in a position where you got somebody that's basically mirroring back your own qualities to you, and you can't stand it. You can't handle it. It hurts, but this is necessary. This is necessary. The universe is going to continue to put you in this position until you learn the lesson and you get up out of this energy. You get up out of this energy here. You need to clean this up. You need to heal this. Humble yourself. Spirit is about to humble you something fierce, okay? And they're gonna humble this other person. This other person, I'm not letting you off the hook. You just as much of a snake and a rat. Spirit gonna deal with your ass too. Both of y'all gonna get dealt with. Because what goes around comes around. If you think you can escape karma, you cannot. You think you can get away with hurting people, you cannot. I understand that hurt people, but over time, if you are an adult, you've gone through trials and tribulations, you've learned lessons, you know the difference between right and wrong, you have no excuse. You have absolutely no excuse to do the same bullshit to another person. All right, I'm done ranting. Let's end with a couple positive affirmations, and then we'll close out this reading. All right, Spirit, guides, holy angels, what positive messages do we have for phone number 3? Close out and get them out of this energy. I'll take that one. 2 more, Spirit. 1 more. I'll take that one. All right, so we have the presence of love will always cast out fear. Love, don't be afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of. My happiness is direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. The moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. Yes, the moment you drop this act and realign with love, everything's going to become clearly to you. You'll be going in the right direction. I find a deeper meaning and personal growth amid the discomfort. And let's get a couple Moonology messages. Okay. Spirit, give me a couple messages from the Moonology deck. Couple messages from the Moonology deck. Couple messages from the Moonology deck. Oh, there's one. Okay, 2. 1 more. There we go. All right, we got last quarter moon in Aquarius. Reflect on your priorities. What's most important to you at this time. First quarter moon in Cancer. Push through any insecurities. Yes, a lot of the fear is due to insecurities, but you have nothing to be insecure about. You have all the talent and everything that you need to be successful. You just need to utilize it. Don't betray or use other people. Full moon in Aquarius. Be real. Be real with yourself. It's time to be real and authentic. We don't do fake or phony. Bottom of the deck, last quarter moon in Aquarius. Trust the universe. Trust the universe and all will work out in your favor. And that is all that I have for you. Pile number 3. I hope this message resonates. I hope this helped. I'm sorry for ranting. I'm sorry for yelling at you, but you needed a verbal ass whooping because you need to get your shit together. And I'm glad you're here to get it from me. And that's it. If this resonates with you, please don't forget to let me know in the comment section. Like, subscribe, share, so I can continue to get my message out. And yeah, I wish you luck. Blessed be. Namaste. Take care.